Okay, here we go. Big ups to the knuckle dragging, mouth drooling detractors. Let's shit on DSP for a little while because it'll be funny. So, have a couple of clips. They're all from Snort Hogan. I haven't streamed in like I don't know, like a week or something. I don't know. I've been enjoying some downtime, but when I was looking around last night and this morning, I don't know. It's just like more of the same bullshit. But I thought it might be interesting today because he didn't hit either goal yesterday from what I could see. So, anyway, this intro's been like fucking long winded enough. Let us watch some Snort Hogan clips and big ups to Snort Hogan.
Snort, 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 Hogan. Drip, snort, snort. I got the drip. Go.
Jasper Kitty is in the house today. He's very hyper today. He's bouncing all over the house. This morning, I'm sleeping in bed.
Probably desperately needs to take a shit and the litter box is full.
And
probably like really sad. He's probably like trying to not shit in that dump of a house that you undoubtedly have.
my wife is getting ready for work because she goes to work early in the morning.
Yeah, it's a foreign concept for you. Waking up early, getting ready for work. Wow. That must just be so weird for you to just even think about.
Morning shifts. And Jasper usually wakes up because he sleeps with us, but he wakes up because she's up to get ready for work. And I'm sleeping. And all of a sudden,
Ain't no way all three of you fitting in a bed. I'm not even trying to be a bitch right now. Ain't no way all three of you fitting in a bed.
as I'm sleeping, I start to feel and hear Jasper jumping all over the bed on top of me. And I'm like, what the? And so I just look up and I see he's got his little twisty toy, which is just made of like a little piece of fabric that's like a thicker piece of fabric that almost looks like a string. It's not a string. It's like bendable and everything. And he is literally jumping all over the bed, going crazy, playing with his toy on top of me. I'm like, oh, Jasper, it's like, almost 2 hours before I have to get up. I'm like, oh, man.
Almost 2 hours before you got to get up. So what is it, like 9:30?
So I had to put up with it. There's nothing I could really do. Our bath.
You can't fit two adults and an animal in a Mario Kart bed. Right, he's got like a race car bed. Oh, is it the race car bed from Grandma's Boy? That whole scene where like, your bed is a cart. Yeah, but it's a fucking sweet car.
Bathroom is connected to our bedroom. So my wife's getting ready in the bathroom for work.
Like, I love cats and everything. I'm highly allergic. I can't have one, but I love cats. But here's the thing, like, don't let the cat run your life. Don't let the cat come in there then. If this is like such a big, he talks like this is such a big fucking inconvenience for him,
I can't like close the door and lock him out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
No problem, Just. I appreciate you, honey. Big ups.
I'm like, oh, well. So I did get sleep, but I didn't get as much sound sleep as I would have liked today.
Honestly, I wasn't even going to stream today. I'm not even positive that anything like interesting is going to happen. It just, the dude has been like super fucking dull lately. And like where there's just like, it hasn't even been funny, even for me to like try to riff off of, to like try to make funny or interesting. I thought about it a couple times last week and I'm like, I think I'm just wasting everyone's fucking time because this shit is weak.
Thanks to a very rowdy Jasper Kitty. And he's currently, I don't even know where he is. He was in the bedroom.
Oh my God, he would have WWE fucking bed sheets, Senor Chewy. That's so funny.
Still playing with this same twisty toy on the bed and all over the floor. He's very hyper, jumping all over the place.
Maybe play with him. Maybe do something with him.
And so I don't know. He just came in here, and I thought that he had come in here to hang out, but he's gone again. If he comes back, I'd like to obviously get him on
Because he walked in there and went, oh, you, and then just probably fucking bailed out.
camera. He's only in here a couple times a week usually, so I would like him to,
I wouldn't go in there either. Fucking shit probably reeks.
to at least say hello to everyone. But we'll see if he comes back in here or not, right? And
Yeah, I caught little bits and pieces of the DSP tries it. Shit was gross.
I am very much curious how Black Ops 7 is going to go today, because this game,
The answer to that is not very well. Lloyd, thanks for being a member, honey, for 5 months. I appreciate you. My cats sleep with me all the time. No worries. I don't understand. Like, It just, the cat probably getting a little bit like rowdy for like 30 seconds just really caused like a major inconvenience for this dude. But also, let's really think about this. The wife was already up getting ready for work, supposedly, depending on how much you've got into divorce coin, you know? So the wife is already up getting ready for work. And then he says, this cat woke me up 2 hours before I was supposed to get up. You don't even get up and talk to this woman? You don't need, like, what? You just lay your fat ass up in that bed and she just gets ready for work like you don't say nothing? Like, you don't have an actual job to go to. Like, you can't get up for 20 minutes, like, make a cup of coffee and hang out for a minute and say, hi, have a good day, and then, like, then take your fat ass back to bed. No, you just sleep. That's just it. Like, and thanks for 5, honey. I appreciate you. This just in. Local self-proclaimed global icon DSP reveals his trials and tribulations brought by a cat with the zoomies. More at 11.
hate to say it sadly, is probably one of the worst recent Call of Duties, if not the worst in a long time. Even
You keep saying this, but then you keep playing it like a fucking retard. So which is it? Like, do you like it or do you not like it? Big ups, Emmy. How you doing, honey? Hope you're good.
though admittedly, I don't think it's as bad as some of the ones that I've played. In general, it's just really hard to get.
This is DSP rants and shames younger people for using DoorDash too much.
A consistent audience for it. I not to say that I can't get people to show up, but it's usually trolls. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's usually a bunch of trolls coming by just to talk junk or spam the chat when I'm playing. So I can't, moderate while I'm playing. People know that, I think. But in particular,
No, yeah, I had no idea. You mean when you get up and walk away or when you're not paying attention, people fuck with your chat? Who knew? It's almost like you should have somebody to watch that kind of thing. Oh, of course. McCarthy Ryan, thanks for the 220. Great number, that 220. Breaking news, cat acts like a cat. Cat is catting. Cat
the last
is
couple
catting.
of times that I've tried to bring back Black Ops 7 and utilize all of my new setup, my new keyboard and mouse and OLED monitor and surround sound and everything that I now have that I didn't have before, even though I'm playing better and I am learning with weapons and getting kill streaks and leveling up and all of that, it doesn't really.
This is the clip you need to see if you haven't yet. Yeah, I've seen, like I say, bits and pieces of this. Something about shitting on people that use DoorDash a lot or
equate
something.
to positive viewership and or support. So because of that, I haven't played it a lot, right? That's the exact reason why you haven't seen Black Ops since January 8th. That was the last time I actually played it. I looked it up here. It tells you the last time that you played a game. And it's been since January 8th was the last time that I touched it. So, over 3 weeks away. We're going to jump back in today. We're going to see what's going on. I don't even know if that Fallout event is still going on or if there's a new one. We'll see if there's new challenges and things that we can use to unlock weapons and content, and we'll go from there, okay? So there you go. It should be fun. Either way, but I hope, to be honest, I do hope that we get an audience for it today. I do hope that people will support the variety of content.
He makes $100 on both. I think last night was some kind of, I don't know, like variety. I'm a fucking idiot. Some kind of variety bullshit.
I like being a variety content creator. I like the fact that every time you jump on one of my streams,
it's next level for him, how tone deaf it is. Well, the thing about it is, always remember, fellow detractors, we're not supposed to know about the bank leaks, okay? So remember that. Remember that we've all seen the bank leaks. We all know that there was DoorDash being ordered 2 to 3 times a day, at least 2 or 3 times a day, every fucking day. But remember, we're not supposed to be privy to that information, So that's the first thing. He says that he does DSP tries it and that they get 1 meal out a week. We're not supposed to know anything else. So when he goes on this rant and criticizes and people do this shit too much, obviously very hypocritical, we know, but we're not supposed to know that it's hypocritical because this is a good, responsible adult right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a responsible adult who goes to the grocery store, does his grocery shopping, comes home and preps his food and does what he needs to do and cooks at home. And goddamn, if it ain't the most adult thing ever. So, Studio CTV, thank you for the 220. Number 40.
you're essentially seeing something a little different. Jasper looks happy. He must believe in Joe Hendry. There you go. Thank you to Joe Hendry Believer. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Actually, thank you. We've got almost no kicks so far this week, and it's already, around 3 streaming days in. So I
have a relative who works for DoorDash. She doesn't like the customers all that much. I can only imagine that people are absolute fucking dickheads. Here's the thing. Would you expect anything else? It's just like the people who You know, you see them at like the fast food places and they're treating the fucking people like shit. And it's like, look, man, hey, don't give these people a fucking headache. Even if they fuck something up or if they do something wrong. Like, unless you've never fucking made a mistake
Appreciate
before.
that. In fact,
What, bank leaks? Nothing to... Everyone move along. Like Officer Bar Brady, their ass. Everyone move along. There's nothing to see here.
anyone on Kick today, if you support the stream, I would really appreciate it. Already, we've had a slow week on Kick. Don't ask me why.
Who's got money? Anybody got money? Money, money, money.
No clue.
Money,
Attendance has
money.
been fine, but support has definitely been lagging on the Kick side. So anything, a sub, some kicks, you know, all appreciate it. Okay, thank you guys for your support over there. Yeah, there's a topic I may talk about this morning if we run out of topics to discuss. I saw a fascinating article from the New York Times covering the new delivery food culture, meaning that there's an entire generation now that since COVID, all they're doing is ordering food. They like never cook. And some people are spending, I'm not even kidding you, upwards of a third of their income. Think of that. Think like you make $50,000 a year. These people are spending like 20 grand on food because they're just ordering DoorDash constantly.
Remember, this is coming from a man who gives $40,000 a year to Scopely. Just, I have to put that out there. Gives 40 grand a year to Scopely.
They don't ever cook at home at all. And then they try to justify it and everything. And it's a fascinating article because basically what it's showing you is that we now have a younger generation of people who are like, they were grown up to be thinking that they're victims and that everything is unbeatable. You can't get a house.
I haven't seen the bank leaks in a hot minute. Like, I don't have all that information, but I'm not gonna like take the time to. I could find the bank leaks and go through like all of the, you know, all the entries and figure out like how much he spent on DoorDash during the like. Did we get like how long did we get the bank leaks? Didn't we get like over a year? Didn't we get like over a year's worth of the bank leaks or whatever? But anyway, I don't think that this dude spent a third of his income, but he makes more than $50,000 a year. He makes double that. So I don't think he's giving, you know, the $30,000 a year to fucking DoorDash, Uber, whatever the fuck it is. I don't think he's doing that, but come on, man. They're spending $1,000 a month in food. Probably more. I mean, the grocery store and Costco alone, all the shit they're ordering on Amazon, all that kind of shit.
You can't get an apartment. You can't get a good job. You can't afford anything. But then when you analyze their behaviors, they've been trained in a way that they can't ever, you know what I'm saying? Like they're irresponsible with their.
So surely you're speaking from your mansion on your private island, right? And not your mid-unit shit-ass fucking condo. Surely, right? With your busted-ass Toyota. Surely your Ferrari is in the garage and this is like live from your like private island in your mansion while you're criticizing other people's money and what they have and what they don't have. The fuck business is it of yours if people want to order? I can get DoorDash every goddamn day if I want to. That's my prerogative. So what?
Money. They're like, well, why don't you have any money? Well, because I blow it all on DoorDash. Well, why are you ordering DoorDash? But anyway, that was...
Wow. Remember that the next time he tells you he don't have any money.
It's a good article. And of course, when I was reading it, the first thing that came to mind was Rings of Redemption. Because when I had him on my show...
The first thing that should have came to your mind was, damn, I do this. Fuck.
Back in October.
And in all fairness, it probably did.
Right, admitted. Right there in front of everyone in the public interview. Yeah, I literally DoorDash every meal. Like, every single meal that I order is delivered. And it was like, what? Like, are you insane? Like, that's crazy. You don't cook it all? He's like, no, we don't cook it all. We just order all of our food. It's all fast food delivery stuff. I'm like, what the hell? So anyway, we may or may not talk about that today. I have the article. Well,
didn't he say, I saw, was it last week or the week before, that he only puts gas in his car like once every month and a half? And how that doesn't make logical sense if Kat was using the car to go to work and if they were like using the car to go to the grocery store. Thus proving that like either she's gone or she's got her own car or something. He says that he, you know, doesn't go anywhere and only needs gas like once every like fucking 6 or 7 weeks or something like that. I don't know. But this dude don't leave. I busted that last summer. I caught him. He slipped up last summer. And I've known that once a week we go out to the grocery store. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He might leave maybe once or twice a month.
The article, and I have a whole bunch of people who commented on it here. So we'll see if that's something we want to talk about on the morning show today.
When I heard him say that he was ordering kitty litter off of Amazon, that was when I knew. Oh, yeah, there is that true. Yeah, maybe she doesn't drive. Maybe she like takes the bus or something like that.
It's a possible topic. We don't have to. I'm just saying I want to bring it up there because I was reading all the article and the responses this morning, and I was like, holy crap. Sorry, I have to deal with a whole bunch of trolling today. Idiots in the kick chat already. I had to just ban a bunch of people, so there you go. Here's my thoughts on
You mean the ones talking about how you spend all your money on DoorDash and Sweaty Man JPEGs?
food delivery, not just DoorDash, but food delivery, okay? First off, no, I don't think that anyone...
He never changed the oil for 6 years or some shit because BMW never called him and told him. I heard that. I don't remember what video I was watching, but I heard that, and then I really wish I could remember folks their videos when I'm watching them, so I could say like whose video it was, because this might be helpful. But all this Phil stuff just kind of runs together. It was either Robust Urban Garlic or Urban Style Individual. It was one of those dudes. It was a great video, and at the very end, it was Phil, and he was filming something, a vlog, and you couldn't see him. He was filming, and he was talking about like a ceiling fan. And my parents were supposed to call somebody to have, them show up. I was out of town at a convention, and they got me this ceiling fan and told me that they were going to call an electrician or somebody and have them come and put it in for me. And it's still sitting here, and they still didn't do it. And that was supposed to be my present, or I don't know, something. And then he was like, so they better get on it and call somebody, something to that effect. The man could not call. Number one, couldn't install his own ceiling fan. We're going to start right there. Number two, if you can't, okay, I don't know that I could necessarily do that either. I'm not hip with all of that shit, but can't call someone to come and put it in for you. I mean, the shit, you can't make the shit up because we all have too many fucking brain cells. Like, that's how you know you can't make this shit up, because it's so retarded that nobody could. Like, we could all get together and hang out in real life, and we could all simultaneously fall and hit our heads and become like super fucking hella mega retarded and still not be able to come up with it. Like, it's
should be
wild.
DoorDashing or food delivery on every meal. It's too expensive. I can tell you firsthand, as someone who usually around once a week gets food for DSP tries.
See, there it is right there. We get a meal once a week for DSP tries it and our day off.
Show, and about once a week orders on my day off, so that my wife and I aren't cooking every other day, because we cook every meal except on the days when I have off.
No, that's not true. Again, we have the bank leaks, but again, it was information that really, in all reality, we should not be privy to. Like, that is a huge invasion of privacy. But however we got the information, and he's a liar.
Usually order one
Flat
meal,
out.
and then if I do DSP tries it, that day I'll also order a meal. If I didn't do DSP tries it at all, we'd only be ordering at most once a week for the day off. And then when we go out on our day off, we don't.
He should just stay home. Oh, I agree. He shouldn't go out and get a real job. He shouldn't go out and do things. Just, he has the least potential to do damage just sitting here, honestly.
Order. We actually eat at a restaurant. So it's not super often or anything like that. Although admittedly, it may even be more often than the average person. I don't know how much people are really ordering in. Okay. Here's what I can tell you. It's way more expensive because, number one, just the base cost of any food you order is marked up. So, for example, today we're going to be ordering.
Also, remember that he knows an awful lot about this for someone who casually orders once a week. He's going to give an awful lot of information here.
Shake Shack for DSP tries it. And I'm going to do a burger, the chicken bites, and a shake, right? Every single one of these is marked up a significant amount. Like, the burger is like $13 and change. I guarantee you if you get it at the store, it's like $10. So they're marking it up multiple dollars. That's probably what, like a fourth of the cost of the item? That's huge. Like 25% markup just on each individual item. Then, depending on if you're part of the subscription program or not, they're going to charge you fees on top of the markup for the delivery service. Okay? That fee actually is based on the amount in your cart. So the more you order, the more you pay. I want you to think about that too. Oh, I decided to order a feast for my family. Oh, I spent like $70. Oh, now there's a $15, $20 fee on top of that. For what? What extra service are you providing to me because I ordered more?
Well, bringing you one bag of food is different than bringing you 4 bags of food, especially if it's just one person doing it. I would expect the more you're bringing, that's what would make sense and click in my brain. If you're ordering, and especially if you go to like the fast food places and there might be like drinks or, something like that. I could imagine for one person who also has to get it to you like in their car. I can imagine that would be harder.
For food. Zero. Nothing. But they charge more anyway because they just do. Okay?
Well, do you want to carry 1 bag to someone's house, or do you want to carry 6 bags? I think we'd all rather carry 1, and I think we'd all like to be compensated if we had to do more. You can't be this stupid, right?
And on top of that, there's a driver. And the driver has to deliver your food, and you actually have to tip the driver. So there's a markup on everything you're buying. Then there's another fee that makes no sense whatsoever. And then there's the tip. So if you were to actually go to the store and buy the food, for example, today, if I were to drive all the way to Shake Shack, which is pretty far away from me, and
Is it far away from him? I could look this up.
buy the burger and the bites and the shake, probably, I would guess, I'd probably get them all for under 20 bucks. But because I'm going to order them delivery today because I'll be streaming and I need it delivered so I don't have to stop the stream and go drive half an hour and drive half an hour back, I'm probably, no exaggeration, going to end up paying $20 extra. So I'm going to pay almost double.
There's no reason why, if What's-Her-Face is there, why she can't go get it for you.
To get this food delivered to me today for the DSP Tries It show. Okay? So this is really crazy that people are doing it regularly. Someone who's, I don't cook, I just order. Are you insane? Are you actually fucking crazy? There's literally no justification for doing that besides the convenience of having the meal made for you and the fact that you're too lazy to make your own food. Now, I get it. You might argue, well, Phil, you're ordering Shake Shack today. You can't make Shake Shack at home. Fair enough, you're right.
The Shake Shack is in the mall.
I couldn't make the Korean barbecue menu from Shake Shack at home. I have to get it from the store. It's something unique, right? But if you're ordering every single meal delivered, likely you're ordering more commonplace things than just the Shake Shack special menu like I'm doing today for DSP Tries It. And in addition, let's be honest, most meals that you would order for delivery are unhealthy, okay? Not to say that there aren't healthy options. There aren't like vegan restaurants or vegetarian places, or you get like a salad, or they do have heart-healthy menus, smart menus at restaurants where you can...
Shake Shack is at the mall that Kat works at, and it's 15 minutes away. So why can't she put in the order and then get it while she's there and then bring it home? Fucking what?
Get like chicken breast or, you know, lighter options with less oil and less grease and less cheese and less fat. I get that, right? But that's not common. That's the exception to the rule. Oh, and by the way, the healthier options are even more expensive to order from a restaurant. Optimally, what you want to do is have a rotation of meals that you can make at home that are easy to make.
There's one here because I Googled it. It says Shake Shack Westfield South Center. Is that the one? It's only got a 3.2 rating. Just saying.
But are flavorful and healthy for you. And if you are someone who lives alone, that you can make in batches, right? You can make a big amount of it, and then you can portion that out, so you're not cooking every single day. Some days you can take a break from the cooking because you made enough for multiple meals, okay? That's the ideal way to do it. Now, not everyone can do that.
You have to be with someone that loves you to do that. No, you don't. No, you don't. As a woman, I'm here to say, no, you don't. If I lived with a dude, whether we were roommates or fucking or married or not, if this dude pulled 6 figures and said, hey, yo, listen, while you're up there, could you grab this order for me right quick? You know, the one who makes $100,000 a year. Yes, sir. Ain't got nothing to do with love. Come on. She don't love this fucking dude. I mean, let's think about it realistically. It's just there to get her bills paid. If that's what she wants to do, like, that's fine. I'm not going to judge what she wants to do. I don't want to live that way, but everybody wants to live differently. And that's totally fine. Bitch could pick up a bag of food if this man's pulling 6 figures and fucking paying her bills. I'm just saying. I don't like to side with Phil. I really don't. But, you know, bitch could pull her weight. That's a joke.
When I was a bachelor and I was single and I was a YouTuber, I found it actually pretty frustrating because number one, there was no delivery services back then. So I had to drive to the restaurants to get the food. And I looked into cooking and I tried cooking and it was too time consuming. It was actually too much of a mess to have to clean up the kitchen every day after cooking just for me. It just wasn't worth it. So yeah, I found myself driving to...
What on earth were you doing? What on earth were you doing that living alone, you were just tearing up your fucking kitchen? What on God's green earth were you doing?
Local fast food places almost daily in order to eat when I was a YouTuber.
He orders it after she comes home. I agree that he does, but I mean, like, that's just poor planning on his part.
Back in those early days, like 10, 15 years ago, okay? Today, I'm happily married, right? My wife is a great cook. She's found very healthy meals.
Obviously not. If she's such a great cook, what you ordering for all the time? And you always talk about how her shit sucks anyway. So what?
To make for us. We have a variety of them that we can...
Even if you think her shit sucks, like, even if she's a terrible cook, like, it is what it is. But, like, don't come on the stream and say that. Come on, man.
Create between. And it's worked out. I mean, you can tell just from the weight loss and how much more healthy I am. So that's the ideal, but not everyone has the ideal situation. You know what I mean? I'm okay. Like, for example, if you're someone who maybe wonders...
I'm positive this is not your ideal situation. But more importantly, I'm positive, like times 11 billion, that this doesn't sound like a very ideal situation for her. but I know you can't pull your head out of your ass long enough to think about anybody else because you're just look, there are people in this world who can care about other people, and there are people that just don't have that kind of capacity. And you're just not one of those people.
Twice a week. You don't have the means to keep making meals every day. You don't have the time. You just need something fast. I get it.
Yeah, he was putting that fucking bacon grease down the toilet. King Snake.
Ordering the food once or
Gross.
twice a week, that makes sense to me. But literally ordering every meal that you eat delivery, number one, you are blowing insane amounts of money. Like I just said, you're paying almost double.
Remember that he already told on himself over Christmas. He said that Christmas Eve, I think he took off on Christmas Eve no, he only did one stream. He said that like everything was closed on Christmas, but like Christmas Eve evening and both meals on the 26th. No, that was it. He streamed Christmas Eve only during the daytime. He had off on Christmas Eve evening and then was off Christmas and then the day after. He said that the evening of Christmas Eve, they ordered. Then nothing was open on Christmas, so he couldn't order. And then both their meals the next day were ordered. He's already fucking told on himself. I remember commenting on that and saying that out of his last like 5 or 6 meals, 3 of them were DoorDashed. So bullshit, man.
For every meal. That's nuts that anyone would think in a
If you get 2 days off and you say that you order once a week, that would only be 1 meal. And he did 3 in a week. On Christmas week, in point of fact, when everything's closed on Christmas, he still managed at least 3 in 1 week.
mindset, that's what I should be doing, pay double for my food. Quite frankly, it's laziness and it's convenience that it's just installed.
Judy said in his leaked bank records that he spent $4,600 on DoorDash in 18 months. Fuck me, man. Hold on, $4,600. I'm really glad that somebody painstakingly went through and got the numbers on that because I didn't want to do that. So whoever did that, bless your heart times infinity. Yeah, that's $255 a month-ish, give or take, respectively. That's not what he spends at the grocery store. That's not what he spends at Costco. And come on, it might have been more than that.
Convenience. And what I mean by that is people have gotten to the point where they just think it's commonplace. They've normalized not
Oh, that's also not alcohol
putting effort into anything and getting
or WWE champions.
instant gratification. But that's not how life works. In life, you need to work hard to earn something good. So if you want to be healthy and you want to be happy, you got to work for it. It doesn't just get handed to you. So you have to learn how to.
And by the way, anybody want to give me some money? I love when he tells people that you got to work for it. You got to work for it. You got to do all this shit and then goes, well, I've been sitting here for 25 minutes and no one's given me any of their money. It's really funny to watch.
You have to learn how to go shop properly, buy the healthy ingredients, make the batched meals so you're not cooking every day.
Yeah, you don't know how to do that, dickhead.
You know what I'm saying? But people
You said one time that you had to go to the grocery store, and when you came home, you had to spend the entire afternoon. I remember this so specifically. That's the level of retard that I've reached. That you had to come home and cut up tomatoes. Why would you cut them? Right? Like, you cut them right before you're going to use them. You have no idea what you're talking about and no idea what you're doing. So, shh, be quiet.
just want instant everything. I don't want any effort. I just want it now. And I want it immediately.
Yeah, and that's why you order all the fucking time.
So I'll just pay out the ass for it. And these people are eating these meals every day and they're becoming incredibly unhealthy. By the way, my camera is moving. I think I hit the tripod. I'm going to have to fix that in a second. I noticed the camera just moved. But yeah, these people are becoming incredibly
Listen, just because you're drinking so much that you're like dropping weight, the shit looks super unhealthy, by the way. You don't look like you're getting jacked and ripped. You look like you're fucking sick and have a problem. The fact that you're just like drinking a lot of your calories and not eating them doesn't make you fucking healthy, dude. I'm just here to tell you.
unhealthy. They're sitting around every single meal eating this crazy stuff that never should they have been eating to begin with, right? This is not even stuff that's good for their bodies. They're putting it into their bodies every meal. And then they're paying double for it. And that's America. Like, I mean, it's funny because my wife brings this up all the time.
Says the biggest consumer that ever consumed.
One of my wife's favorite animated movies of all time is Wall-E. Did you ever see the movie? So the premise of Wall-E is that Wall-E is a robot that wakes up in a post-apocalyptic future, but it doesn't know what its purpose is. It's like confused. And so it starts to search around for what am I here for? You know, what am I, you know, and as it searches the environment, okay, what it finds is that all humans
Does she feel does she feel like attached to this for any reason? Maybe like she doesn't know what the fuck her purpose is?
have become
Is he crashing out on stream currently? We're gonna get there, Jenkins.
Completely lazy, fat blobs. Not kidding. That's the
What's he crashing out about?
plot of the movie. They sit there in a chair, and the chair just does everything for them. It bathes them. It feeds them.
You guys let me know. Do you want to finish this video and then I had one more, or do you want to go now? He should have been up for about 20-ish minutes. You guys tell me, do you want the other videos or you want to go? We won't go live to him crashing out, like right this second, but we'll go over to Rawfill.
It brushes their teeth. It commands everything around them. Like, basically, the human body doesn't even do anything anymore. The brain just kind of controls everything remotely, and you don't have to do anything with any effort whatsoever. That's your life. But what's happened is, because everything became automated and easy, the entire world ended. Like, no one could actually do anything, so everything fell apart, and now we're in an apocalypse, right? And it's funny because I don't think the movie was meant to be prophetic in any way, but here we are in 2026, and look what we've got going on around us, right? We've got people who are spending 1/3 or more of their income on DoorDash delivery food every day because they don't want to be bothered to learn how to cook, right? We've got cars that are starting to self-drive, so you won't even know how to get yourself around anymore. And we got AI that's doing important things for us that we should know how to do for ourselves, now doing all these tasks. Like, did you not fucking see Wall-E? Like, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we find dinosaur DNA?
There you go. There's a good fucking super chat. Do you realize you're describing yourself?
Okay, and start mass cloning dinosaurs and just throw them into the streets and see what happens.
And thanks for the 220. He likes his tomatoes like his women dry.
Anyway, yeah, pretty messed up. And no Pavlov's dogma, you retard. I'm not describing myself in any way, shape, or form. I eat healthy. I work out. I literally just explained how at most I order delivery twice a week. Usually it's once a week, if that, because sometimes I go out and eat with my wife.
Looks like Build the Skip Juice is holding. So I'll skip the super gross DSP tries it. I was gonna watch the DSP tries it. We'll skip it after this one. I think there's one more video.
On our days off, we don't order the food. You're a retard. But thanks for the super chat, retard. But the one article that, or the one comment that someone had made, okay, which was the one that I actually wanted to use, but it's not there anymore. Who knows, you know.
Give me 1 second here, gang. My shit just went holy. My shit just went crazy retarded. So, my bad. No, that's Feasting with the Pig. There's your retard. What was the other video? Hang on 1 second. I know I got nothing on my screen right now. The other one was, oh yeah, nobody cared about Call of Duty. That's a pretty short video.
What's happened is now we have a generation of people, younger people, who, to them, this kind of behavior is normalized. They never grew up in a situation where they had to work for everything. That stuff was hard to get, and they had to struggle. So to them, it's normalized to spend 1/3 of your income for food delivery. They're like, what are you talking about? That's correct. That's fine. That's what it is. But that's why we're upset that food cost is going up. It's like, yeah, but if food cost is going up, then you're supposed to find ways to cut corners and save money, not just sit around complaining that the cost of food went up. So instead of ordering the food, start making your own meals. Oh, no. No. What are you talking about? That's how I live, and I'm justified. I should be able to, because, well, number one, aren't you aware that I'm employing someone has a job because of me, because I'm ordering all of my food? I always tip well, right? So that's fine, you know, that's good. And my palate has been expanded. I have cultural respect for everyone now because I've had their cuisines, and I like their cuisines now. Like, they'll justify the bad behavior, even though it's obviously apparent that the bad behavior is self-created. But they grew up like this. So to them, this is normal stuff, you know?
You know that's what he says. You know that's what he says about it?
No, it's like, that's crazy to me that there's an entire generation of people who, like, don't understand how to survive for yourself because everything's become so automated that now you just, you know what I mean? Like, just pay for everything. Like, well, I eternally have no money, but it's because I'm constantly dumping all of my money on this nonsense. I'm paying double for every meal because I'm too lazy to learn how to make my own at home. Even though it's easy to do, it just takes a little bit of effort and research. And stop being so goddamn lazy. And again, for the record, I just want you to understand, I am not criticizing anyone who uses these services, you know, within reason or moderation. That's not what that
You kind of sound like you are.
New York Times article is about. That's about people who literally have created an automated
He's had this argument in his head 100 times. Why do I feel like you're so right?
life, and then they complain that they don't have money. But then when they analyze their financials, it's like, yeah, but you're spending 1/3 of your income for food delivery. Like, what are you talking about? Well, I mean, that's true too. This person says they don't have money because they don't have real careers. That's sad to say. That's just a big thing happening in the United States right now, is most of the career jobs are gone. Most of the career jobs have left. They've gone to other countries, or they've almost become like this elitist group of people get them, and they just stay within that
Says the man who plays with video games and toys for a living.
group. Most normal Americans struggle to get a job that you can even call a career. Sorry, working 2 to 3 fast food jobs and juggling them isn't a career. Sorry, working at a retail job where you're expendable and they cut your hours and you don't even work enough to get healthcare, that's not a career. These are supposed to be jobs
Wow, way to shit on his wife.
that a kid has as like a starter job to get you started in life and to prepare you for your real career. The problem is the careers are gone. They don't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just not there. So if there's no careers, how are people ever supposed to actually have a real life?
It's not true that the careers aren't there. The careers are just different now than they used to be.
That is true in the United States. I will say that. If the jobs were better, if the way the country was being run was bringing in more business, where people could actually have better quality jobs, right? Then it wouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, if you're actually making really good money, then who cares what you're spending for food delivery? But that's the problem is these people are playing, you know, one of the people in the article, the New York Times article, they like data entry and they made $50,000 a year. And then they looked at their income. They spent like $15,000 a year on food delivery. That's just insane. Seriously, that's wildly insane.
And it's also none of your fucking business. Maybe they make $50,000 a year, but they're married to somebody who makes $200,000 a year. Maybe they make 50 grand a year, but they live in a place and they got like 3 roommates who also make 50K a year. And so their shit's good and they're fine. Not everybody needs like $800,000 a year to live like you do. Sorry.
There's no job shortage, says someone. Okay, here's the truth. There is no job shortage. The jobs are just jobs that no one would ever want, nor would you have a career or make a living doing. Again, right now, if you look out at the vast majority of jobs that are posting actively for the job market, you're going to find 2 things. The ones that are real, okay, are service industry, fast food, disposable hourly jobs. That's the vast majority of jobs that you can find job postings for in the United States right now, okay? The other ones don't exist. I'm not kidding. What these companies have now done is they actively have AI posting up job openings when they don't have job openings. What this then does, it makes people think the illusion that everyone's hiring, and then they all apply for these jobs, but no one's hiring. What they then do is they take your information and they put it into this giant...
Because this asshole who hasn't had a job in 20 fucking years knows all about this. What jobs are you applying for? How the fuck would you know?
Pool of applicants, okay? And this pool just sits there, untouched for ages, until finally, oh look, someone actually left, or maybe we fired someone, and we actually do need someone for one of these good jobs. Well, now you have literally a pool of hundreds of applicants who've applied for the last 6 months to a year, and now you just start calling people out of there to see if anyone still wants the job, and you have a ridiculous amount of applicants to go from. That's actually how this is all working now in the United States. The job postings that you see out there for the, office job, career job, they don't exist. The jobs aren't real. You have to wait and hopefully get a call back like a year fucking later if you apply, if they deem that you're even qualified enough for the
I agree, JD. Zero fucking right to talk about jobs.
job. Who knows? It's insane. That's how things are run now in the United States. My wife a few years ago, okay? She was applying for different jobs, okay? And she, to this day, gets calls from places she applied to 3 years ago. They'll call her out of the blue. Hi, we saw that you applied. If you're interested, please call us back. We'd like to schedule an interview. I applied in 2022.
Did I see Chimchar's super chat? Saw it, but I didn't read it. That line of thinking, if you're making good money, then who cares what you spend on food delivery is why you had to file for bankruptcy. Uh-oh, Chimchar's going rogue. Uh-oh.
She applied to 3 years ago.
The nice Chimchar.
They'll call her out of the blue. Hi, we saw that you applied. If you're interested, please call us back. We'd like to schedule an interview. I applied in 2022. What the fuck is this?
Who cares? Do you need a job or do you not? Who the fuck cares? Yeah, maybe her and 8,000 other people fucking applied. But maybe she was number 6,952. So, hey, we're just getting to you on the list. You want a job, bitch, or do you not? Like, it's like, why are you offended? Like, I fucking applied 3 years ago. And? So we need somebody. You looking for work or are you not? You want a paycheck deposited every couple weeks or no? Like, what you trying to do?
Are you crazy? That's how it runs now. Oh, I know a lot more than you think I do. The thing is, I don't talk about this stuff.
Chimchar still dented enough to give. That's true. Yep.
Unless something comes up and we just...
It was a good burn, though. I don't think it was worth $5, but it was a good burn. But remember, he won't see that money until March 21st, and it'll only be $2.50. So don't feel too bad.
Happen to have an open morning show with nothing going on. So we start,
it'll go right to an affirmed payment, and that'll be it.
But I know a hell of a lot about a lot of things, a lot of topics. So people are mad the game will have gay relationships that has non-binary as a gender option. I don't care. Like, okay, here's the truth. I said this before, I'll say it again. I think everyone has a right to be happy, right? I don't care what you identify as, personally. I just don't care. I don't care if you're straight or gay. I don't care if you're bi. I don't care if you're male, female, if you think...
Yeah, but you don't say that as somebody who, like, you only don't care because it doesn't affect you, which is the correct reason to not care if it doesn't affect you. But don't act like that makes you, like, you know, is some kind of, like, ally towards those folks or anything like that. It doesn't. You just don't care because it doesn't affect you. So
you understand what I'm saying? So you could be whatever you want, identify however you want. Just don't bother other people around you, right? Care that there was...
Okay, I'm done with this. I mean, however he thinks and feels about that is fine. But don't make it like you're like trying to really say something. You don't give a fuck about anybody or anything if it doesn't affect you. So we're going to skip feasting with the pig because, you know, gross. And we're going to go to...
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
DSP upset over low supported Call of Duty stream. This one's 11 minutes, but I got it on almost 2 times speed. So In like, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes, we will go hang out and catch up on Rawfill.
Okay, so earlier today, just to get everyone caught up, we did a little chill hangout called the DSP Morning Show. It was a good one today, where we talked about various topics, including door dashing and spending too much money on delivery food, which is kind of interesting. We talked about, man, there was like 3 or 4 topics we covered. It was just a big discussion. It really was. It was like
Your background is cozy as fuck, isn't it? So calm, so pretty. Like a nice fucking, I don't know, like resort in like, I don't know, Colorado, some shit. It's very nice.
big discussion show that lasted about an hour. It was pretty good. During that discussion show, I got over $50 of support. I was like, oh, that's so nice of people to support so early. Then I played 3 hours of Call of Duty Black Ops 7. You ready for this? The best session of Black Ops 7, one of the best sessions of Call of Duty I've ever had. Every single game, I had a positive kill death ratio, and most of the games, it was way in the positive, and I was
1.02 doesn't give you a fucking positive KD, bro. I mean, it does, but like, come on.
the top of the leaderboards. I had play of the
I
game
guarantee that his fucking KD at the end was like 1.03.
twice. No exaggeration. Arguably, I hear my mouth. I hate when this happens. One of the best I've ever done. In fact, the only game that wasn't good was the very last game. The game was lagging, and it was very annoying because people were teleporting, and I was trying to shoot them, and it wasn't registering. So the last game sucked. But the entire session, me dominating, kicking major ass, getting kill streaks, we finished a challenge, got akimbo guns, all kinds of stuff. Amazing stream. You ready for this? I didn't even get $40 of support during that stream. No, no one was supporting. I think we got like maybe 2 to 3 people who sent super chats and like one sub. It was one of the least supported streams I've ever done. I'm not joking. And it was one of the best gameplays I've ever put out. So it was an amazing performance. No one cared. In fact, when I stopped playing Call of Duty and we started with DSP tries,
You got a lot of audacity to be like, this is some of the greatest shit that I ever did, the greatest shit of all time, and I didn't even get $40 for it. And I poured my heart out. I mean, surely this is worth the hard-earned money that you folks have to actually leave your house to go and make every day. I mean, come on, you fucking brokies. I got this positive KD for you.
I received
This guy's such a fucking douchebag.
$20. Yeah, I'm looking right now. Yeah, look at this. I stopped playing and there was $10, $20 when I stopped playing. So
Like, get down on your knees and thank your God of choice by name that anybody sees you on the internet and gives you anything. Like, honest to fucking God, these people don't have to give you anything. I don't know anybody floating around on here who's like independently like a fucking billionaire with just massive quantities of disposable income. These are regular working folks, dude, who sometimes don't have fucking $20 before payday. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I can't understand how somebody can be so fucking out of touch and so just like, it ain't like he's making $10 million a year. He don't make that much fucking money. He ain't like them fucking Kardashian morons that don't know what a fucking gallon of milk costs. You know what I mean? Like, people with like that kind of money, you almost expect them to be ignorant and stupid because they just don't fucking know, because they're worth like $700 million and who the fuck cares? This loser ain't worth $700 million. It's like unfathomable to me how he could be this fucking out of touch. Like, I don't understand in my brain. Senior Chewy, thanks for the 5, honey. I appreciate you. You just see Phil crash out about retirement. Like, he's not going to be streaming at 220 years old. Something like that. Wasn't it the thing where he said like, how long am I going to be able to play video games for? Like another 10 or 15 years? I think I saw Kino Casino shit on him about that.
basically give up totally 100%. I just don't care anymore about this game. I've now tried multiple times to make Call of Duty work. So all the complaints I had were invalid. First it was, oh, well, your setup sucks, your gameplay sucks, all this. Everything has been dramatically improved. I'm playing on keyboard and mouse. I'm kicking major ass. I'm dominating the leaderboards when I play. Positive kill death ratio all day. Destroying the opposition. People still don't support. I tap out. That's it. I'm done. I'm not going to listen to anyone else asking for it. I mean, anyone who asks, the answer is no. I'm not playing it again. I'm not wasting.
Dude, positive KD doesn't really, like, I streamed on Twitch for 2 years and I did Black Ops 2. I had a positive KD. I retired from Black Ops 2 with 100,000 kills. Who the fuck cares? Like, that doesn't mean that you're entitled to, and I was actually good. Like, that doesn't fucking make you, like, I don't know. It doesn't make you deserving. Like, just be a lot of assholes are good at the game. Just like when I was streaming 11 billion years ago on Twitch playing Black Ops 2, I wasn't the only one. I was good. I wasn't complete ass, but a lot of people were better than me. There's always going to be somebody better than you, like more entertaining than you, more interesting than you. Like just get over it, dude. Positive KD doesn't mean like I don't hear that in the back of my brain and go, someone has a positive KD in fucking Black Ops. Let me get my wallet.
My time. So there you go. That simple. Don't ask for Call of Duty Black Ops 7 again. The next time I'll be playing Call of Duty is when the new one comes out in the fall.
I don't think anybody did. I think you brought it back because you're fucking quitting everything, dude.
On Game Pass, I'll check it out then. I'm not wasting any more time. I actually like the game. I do like... Understandably, Black Ops 7 is not a good game. I think we can all agree there. But it's fun to watch me play it, right? Is it not? It's kind of cool to have this in the rotation as a multiplayer game. I think it was working, but I cannot keep playing this game if people come to just basically sit here, watch, and be toxic, because there's a lot of trolls come out when I play Call of Duty, but then almost no one supports the game. $50 of support before the game. $20 of support after the game. And almost nothing during 3 hours of gameplay. You're telling me through your actions, forget this game.
I played Black Ops 2 on Twitch for 2 years, like I say, for so long that I don't even want to think about playing Call of Duty like ever again. And I quit doing Twitch in like fucking 2013 or 2014 or something like that. I could just never really get anything going. And the market was already saturated, like even all the way back then. And it just wasn't what here's the thing. I really loved like Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Like I really loved the game and I streamed it for so long that like it made me not love it anymore. And I went, oh God, no. And sometimes I would play other games on there too. And it kind of made me fall out of love with gaming. And I didn't want to fall out of love with gaming. And I was just like, no, I don't want to do this. So still to this day, even though I quit like 13 or 14 fucking years ago, I still never want to I played it so much I never want to play it again.
So I will, okay? That simple. No more Call of Duty Black Ops 7 this year. We'll wait till the next one comes out in the fall, okay?
I played zombies occasionally. I sucked ass. I did not like that at all. That was just that was not for me. It was team deathmatch and kill confirmed were my favorites. I also enjoyed Hardpoint though.
Now, tonight, as we chill and have a good time together, obviously one of the best things about Indies Night is that we get to play games that are lesser known. We get to play games that are silly, quick fun, not ultra serious, right? We can kind of mess around, have a good time. People really like Terminator, so I'm excited to play more of that tonight. And the Sharks and Minnows is a shockingly good game. Like, seriously, it was shockingly good.
You're right, JD. That was like Diet Scorn. That was Diet Scorn level. I did all this stuff and you didn't give me anything. Okay.
And I'm excited for tonight. I hope that you guys will hang out for the next couple hours with me. And if you do, and you support tonight's stream, essentially what you're telling me is, we like this, more of the same. So let's go. Let's get some support for the Indies tonight. All right, no matter where you are watching, please support the stream tonight. Let's get it going. Who's going to be the first supporter?
This is such a bad precedent to like, what if there are people who show up who just, what if there are people who show up who, I don't know, for some reason they just genuinely enjoy this guy, but they just don't have money to give every day. I don't know who has the time to show up 6 days a week, all day long, to both streams, and you have to talk, and you have to be a member, and you have to give money, and you have to come up with all of his ideas. Like, do you not think that like people do you not think people have things to do? Jesus Christ. Try Jay, thanks for the 10, honey. I appreciate you. It's sad when you're playing games as a job for nearly 2 decades and think you achieving a positive KD is success. I don't know what Zaza maxing is. I will just admit when I don't know something. But yes, I couldn't agree more. Yes.
Of the night. Let's find out.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I know. Soaker says it's a shame you can't play with...
Knowing me, my retarded ass didn't even say it right.
You want for some reason. We mean for some reason. I'm a streamer. My job is to stream to an audience, to entertain said audience, and the audience reciprocates with attendance, engagement, and support for the stream. I can play...
And you did get support. You made $100. So what you crying for? Like, I don't get it.
Do whatever I want, but I'll do it in my own time. I'm here to entertain you. And even if I'm having a great time with Call of Duty, if you're not, then that means that I'm not going to stream it anymore. That's called smart business. You know what I'm saying? This isn't my hobby hangout session where I'm just dicking around on the internet. This is my job. So I got to be sure.
But you tell everybody it's a nice like hangout session. See, we always go back. Like, this is so confusing. Okay, it's not confusing to me, but this must be so confusing to like people who watch this guy, like unironically. It's a chill time, but it's not a chill time. It's a hangout, but it's a job. Give me money. Why didn't you give me money? But oh no, wait, you don't have to.
That people are liking what I'm doing so that it will be successful. If I'm happy, doesn't the audience engage? No, not necessarily.
McCarthy Ryan, I'm definitely too old.
Absolutely not. That's a pipe dream, and that's a very big...
It's related to Marvel Rivals drama. I have no idea, honey. I'm sorry. I can't even say I'm old because Try Jay, I think you might actually be... I think you're older than me. Or maybe not. I might be like just slightly older than you, but honey, I'm out of I'm out of touch. I'm out of the loop. I promise.
Rumor and or myth about streaming. Just because you
I don't keep up with the kids. I'm 41 now.
are having a great time does not mean that will translate into your audience's enjoyment. There are many games that people have outright explained, probably fun to play, but not fun to watch someone play. Okay? I love JRPGs. Most of the time when I try to play a JRPG, it works 1 to 2 streams, and everyone tells me it's insanely boring and no one shows up and no one supports it. There's nothing I can do about that. That's just, you know, that's just the nature of the beast being a streamer. I'm trying to entertain an audience. I can't just play whatever I want. I have to find something that I like, you like, and everyone has a good time watching me play. It's that simple. It's not the easiest thing. It's not. The only people who it's an easy time is someone who's virally popular, someone who already has an installed viewer base of tens of thousands of people. Literally, those people could sit there wiping their ass all day with toilet paper on stream, and they would be showered in adulation and support. And that's not every person. That's
Happy belated birthday, Try Jay. Big ups, honey. I'm older than you. I turned 44 this past Sunday.
certainly not me. I've got to find
It's okay. We still love
things that
you.
work for the audience, you know? Did I see the Dragon Quest reviews are mediocre? That's not true.
I hear the kids don't throw us out until we hit like 50, so we're still good for a little while.
Here's the truth. People who love JRPGs are saying Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined is great. Mainstream media like IGN and Game Informer
I'm in my hello fellow kids era. You and me both.
are like, oh, it's a 7 out of 10. Yeah, guys, it's an old Dragon Quest game. They didn't change the plot. They didn't.
Okay, I've had enough of this. I don't know why. Like we're moving on. Let me find raw Philipper. Oh, I found Dogma, by the way. If you like Kevin Smith movies, magically out of nowhere, you can get Dogma on YouTube. I don't know if it can be found other places too, but I'd been looking for Dogma for a hot minute, and it is on YouTube. You can either rent it if you want to for like $4, or you can buy it if you want to. I guess because they're like re-releasing it or whatever. But anybody interested in Dogma, if you don't have it, I had been looking for a physical copy for a long time, and was struggling to find physical copies, and then found a couple of them. And then it was gone for a while. So long story short, if you're a Dogma fan, you can get it on YouTube. So let me shield you, because I don't think he plays that super cringy intro anymore. But I'm not sure. Okay, no, he took that super cringy shit out, which is a bonus.
Surprise. That's
Dogma was under license hell. Kevin got the rights back not too long ago. If, like I say, if you want to, I mean, if you don't want to like get stuff on YouTube or whatever, that's fine. But again, if you want to support, you know, Kevin Smith, and you want to get Dogma, I did.
right. Today, we're doing a level 1 podcast. And
I haven't watched it in so long.
originally, this was not on the menu. We were actually just going
Dogma's incredible.
to do a morning show, but this will happen from time to time where something will happen overnight, some gaming news or some other happenstance, and I'll want to cover it. So today on the show, we're going to be talking about a Bloomberg interview with Obsidian Entertainment, the makers of games such as Avowed, Outer Worlds, Grounded, and who previously had made Fallout New Vegas. It's a very telling interview talking about what happened in 2025 and their strategy moving forward. I found it absolutely fascinating, and I want to give you my thoughts about it on today's show. In addition, today we're going to talk about a topic that a lot of people don't really want to talk about. They dance around it or they ignore it. Today I want to talk to you about basically the reality of having a group of people on the internet that hound you and stalk you. They call you a lol cow. They try to elicit a reaction from you. And I want to talk to you about basically how you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, and how you react to these people. I've changed my philosophy for the most part.
Yeah, Dogma's Kevin Smith. He did Clerks and Jay and Silent Bob and Dogma. And there's a bunch of them. Chasing Amy,
On how I react to these people recently,
Mallrats.
but it's to different levels of result. I basically just want to tear into this topic, okay? So we will on today's show and more. There's a lot to talk about. So I'm excited to hang out with all of you for a nice
So why are we going to purposefully talk about detractors? Did some
level 1 podcast with my lesbian haircut this morning. So sit back and relax. Let's
wow righteous self burn?
do it. It's time for the show. Let's go.
Why has he got a hair up his ass now about this? I don't know.
Alrighty, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday, the 3rd of February, 2026. I'm DSP, and this is the Level 1 podcast here on DSP Gaming. I hope that you're all doing well, you're having a chill time today, and you're ready to hang out. I am. Today we got
Someone in his chat asked why he got a lesbian haircut. That's incredible. I love it. That's amazing.
some good topics to talk about, so I'm happy to do a full podcast today.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to get the clip about him talking about being a lol cow. I didn't get there. I'm sorry. I suck ass.
We'll do whatever show is appropriate, depending on what happens. We'll pivot, we'll move, we'll change it up, because there's going to be some days when there's a lot more to talk about or a lot more going on, and there's going to be some days when there's just not that much going on. And so we could change that.
Oh, the Dogma cast is incredible. Fucking Alan Rickman, Salma Hayek, fucking Chris Rock, Jay and Silent Bob, Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck. Like, they kind of suck, but like it's really good.
On the fly, depending on what we want to do today. Particularly this interview that Bloomberg did with Obsidian, I feel is something that's very important and pertinent to talk about. Particularly because last year Obsidian had a very busy
That like sounds super boring. Please don't talk about that.
year for games, but not a very good one. We just talked about the 3 games. We mentioned them. There was Avowed, there was Grounded 2, and there was Outer Worlds 2. Well, I played 2
Oh, Alanis Morissette is God. Excuse the fuck out of me. I forgot about that too.
out of those 3 games, and the 2 that I played were basically either follow-ups to the style that I'm used to or a brand new outing trying to copy someone else, and quite frankly, they were both failures, all right, in my estimation. Well, this morning, Obsidian has confirmed that they were also failures in the eyes of Microsoft, their parent company. So we're going to talk about why, and we're going to analyze their strategies moving forward as a game development company. Now, that's news. That's important, and that's why I said, hey, you know what? Rather than wait to do a podcast for another day or 2, let's just do one today. Let's talk about this topic. I think a lot of people would like to hear that discussion or my opinions on it, particularly because I played 2 of those games last year and had negative opinions on them. So this will happen every once in a while. It's very similar to how the schedule is in flux right now, because we don't necessarily have a set lineup of games because we're doing a lot of indie stuff, and that's okay too. Last night we played 2 indie games. One was Sharks and Minnows, and one was Terminator 2D No Fate. We're probably going to play those one more time to beat both and then wrap it up. Tonight we're doing a tryouts night where we're just going to try 2 or 3 random games and see if any of them are good and see if there's something that we want to play in the future. Certainly, this is very different from my previous strategy where it would always be, hey, I have 3 or 4 or 5 games in the schedule that we're all doing full playthroughs of. It's different, right? It's more adjustable. It's more, I feel, exciting because you never really know what you're going to get on certain streams. There are still certain streams that are set. For example, after today's podcast, we'll be doing Hollow Knight. You know that. Tomorrow's daytime stream, we'll be doing Street Fighter 6. You know that. We got a marathon coming up on Friday. All that.
You want to see a good Alan Rickman movie? Dark Harbor. Don't know if anyone's seen it. Dark Harbor.
That is set in stone, okay? So that's basically how I want to treat it, is having that adjustability and adaptability gives me more control over the content rather than having to be locked in all the time. But I do want to have projects and games that we're locked in so people know to expect them, okay?
If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say.
So anyway, that's my attitude. I hope this makes sense. For those who are here live, welcome. All right, for those who are here on demand watching, I hope you enjoy the show. And I understand that it may be a little confusing because this is, something that was changed on the fly. I still hope that you enjoy the show, and I hope that this new attitude makes sense, right? I want the control to be able to say, hey, today we're going to do a podcast because there's something cool. Fair enough? All right. And so let's begin. First of all,
you don't have to keep telling us why you do this like weird little show as opposed to the podcast. I promise you, like, no one cares, dude.
Let's see what's going on with everyone today. Good morning, everyone. Who do we got on the YouTube side? We got Ivy Ballin, Game Dude, Wow Do You
Nope. We're not doing attendance. Move on.
Enjoy watching this show with the topics that we're going to cover. Notably, I think, before we get to the Obsidian story, okay, we should cover a story that I want to talk about today, all right, regarding the situation of trolling, of how to address it or ignore it. Allow me to get into it right now. I think it's pertinent because the one gifted sub that we just got is from a troll, right? So let's actually just address it very factually, very matter-of-factly from what just happened, okay? So we got a group of people, there you go, who stalk me on the internet, who basically can't get enough of Darkside Phil. They microanalyze every aspect of my life. They do it for a couple of reasons. For some people, they get entertainment out of it. For some people, they actually make money doing it. They actually have YouTube channels where they restream or they clip and they do toxic negative stuff, and they feel like they're getting big benefit out of doing it, right?
I don't know that I'm like feel like I'm getting a big benefit out of doing this. I don't feel like I'm like giving something to like society or making some kind of statement. I just think it's funny.
These people are just mentally cracked, while some of them make thousands upon thousands of dollars basically trying to bully me on the internet. What's funny about it is, it really doesn't have a negative effect on me in any way. Even though they have their own weirdo communities of people who stalk me and say toxic things, I just go on my merry way and do my own thing, and I'm good. I'm doing well. My streams do good. I get good support. Everything's fine. So it's not like these people are actually like hurting me in any way, but they act like they are. They think that their online bullying somehow gives them some kind of relevance on the planet, when in reality it doesn't. All it does is it makes people who are, how can I say, of a certain mental aptitude, they seek each other out and they have these weird social relationships on the internet together because they never would have these kind of relationships in real life. They're just not normal. This is not how normal people behave. They don't hyperfixate on someone, stalk every aspect of their life, and basically bully them endlessly and then laugh about it in a group. That's the behavior of like a 5-year-old on a schoolyard. A group of bullies bullying some kid. It's not what adults do. And certainly it's not what intelligent, mature people do because they have busy things to do with their lives. They have families, they have kids, they have jobs, they have school. They have things they have to do that are more important to them because it's constructive to them. They don't spend all of their time hyperfixating on others on the outside because they're so busy with their own lives. But this group of people don't have their own lives. Their life is sitting eternally on the internet hating on people. Okay? Some of these people probably don't just fixate on me, but fixate on a few different people who they bounce between every day and laugh at, making fun of, despite the fact that their lives are absolutely miserable. So why do I bring this up? Well, as you can see, it just happened, right? These people do what they can to try to interject into the content. Here we go again. To try to interject into my life. And for the most part, I found ways to basically just move on and ignore it. Doesn't affect me at all. At this point, to be honest, I'm bulletproof.
That's why we're talking about it. Because it doesn't affect you at all. I quite frequently talk about the things that don't affect me at all.
To this shit. It just doesn't have any kind of control. But every once in a while, things, sadly, either do affect stuff, and I have to bring them up and explain what's going on or why. And then people are
Then it does affect you, so don't say it doesn't. You can't say it doesn't affect me, but every once in a while something comes up that does affect me. Huh? Fucking what?
like, well, why are you bringing up the trolls, right? Or in the case in point of this person who literally has like 10 accounts on Kick and just drops gifted subs left and right with supposedly insulting names on them. People are like, well, number one, why does that happen on your stream? And number two, you know, are you gonna bring it up? You ignore it? What do you do, right?
You know, if you would take those silly little things down that like show the names, you wouldn't have to worry about this anymore.
Well, in this case particularly, I can tell you, Kick has a problem. Kick has a problem where even if you ban someone, they can still contribute to your stream. Now, does that make any sense? No. On YouTube, if you get banned, can you contribute to someone's stream? No. On Twitch, if you get banned, can you contribute to someone's stream? No. But Kick is stupid. Kick is kind of playing catch up with everyone else.
Wow, now he's biting the Kick hand that's feeding him. Wow.
Say that they're not a good streaming service. They are, but they have these loopholes. I mean, hell, they had a loophole where people could use the channel points to say things on your channel when they were banned. It's just so dumb. So this is a loophole in their system. Will they eventually patch it? I don't know. For them, maybe they just want more money. Remember, they get a little cut of everything, so maybe they just want more money and they figure this is the way to make it. I don't know. But for me, if I don't have pop-ups for Kick, right? If people who contribute on Kick don't see a pop-up on the screen, likely they're going to feel left out. They're going to feel like, well, that's not fair. Why don't I get credit for my contribution? So it's a choice of all or nothing. Either all pop-ups show up.
I don't think, but you shouldn't make that the only reason why people, you harp too much on this. You will get an animation. Phase out this animation bullshit and take it away because clearly it causes problems. That wouldn't, if someone said to me, either you get an animation or you don't when you give money, that shouldn't, people should want to give you money because they enjoy you. Are we not a little bit past, like, I'm not saying that, like, I have little pop-ups when people like do like memberships or super chats or whatever. It's not a big deal. It's just something. Like, that's fine. But I don't really think that that's why people like send super chats and stuff. I just don't really, you're really basing all of this around the animation and it just shouldn't be that way.
Including legit supportive people and trolls, or no pop-ups pop up, and therefore no one will ever get credit for this stuff, right? So I've chosen essentially the I guess lesser of two evils. I would much rather have everyone get credit for their contributions rather than no one get credit, if you know what I'm saying. So that's why
you don't get the right to complain anymore. That's like saying, I know I shouldn't cross the street when it's heavy traffic. I could get hit by a car, but I'm choosing to cross the street when there's heavy traffic. Then you don't get to get angry when you get hit by a car. You've made the choice. So you officially don't get to be angry. You have the choice to either display the names or not display the names, respectively. So, and no one's telling you that you have to do one thing or the other. The choice is completely up to you. So you've chosen to display, which that's fine. That's your choice. So know that people are going to do that. And you don't really get to reserve the right to complain when you made the decision. Like, you know, you had a choice is the whole point of this.
just kind of put up with it, right? But then the question is, do I address it? Do I ignore it, right? How do I handle it? And this has been an ongoing question ever since I started on the internet. You know, when I first started facing this online bullying and harassment way back when, my very first, I guess, person who really was upset with me and started trolling me was actually a former, I guess, fan who, I guess, felt slighted because I guess they either wanted attention or something. I guess they thought there was some kind of a transaction or interaction I had with them that I treated them poorly. They quit my community and they made an account called DSP Cult Leader. Okay? Then they actually legitimately started making troll posts and videos saying DSP is actually not a gamer. He's a cultist. He's trying to have a cult of children on the internet that he's trying to brainwash and follow him. Now, when you say that, that sounds pretty crazy, doesn't it? It sounds pretty wild. But people, you know, back then, that was the first real, true group of detractors that I ever had, although we didn't call them detractors at the time. For the most part, guess what we did? Laughed. Everyone in my community laughed at it. We didn't pay any attention or any mind. Every once in a while, we would point it out. There would be a comment on a video. We'd laugh at it and, you know, what an idiot. And we would just move on. But that's because at that point, that was before there was this giant internet movement called This Is How You Don't Play, which basically made it cool and hip to make fun of Darkside Phil. So it was easy to ignore it. It wasn't the norm. It wasn't a big deal, nor was there a group of huge, obsessed people who were following me. Okay? So as the years moved on, things changed. As we all know, the This Is How You Don't Play movement did happen, and I reacted poorly. My reaction to that, instead of laughing at it or with it, was to get angry. How dare these people steal my content? How dare they make these videos about me?
Big up Steve AJ and everybody else, of course.
This is not fair. They didn't use, it's not fair use, and they didn't get my permission, and blah, blah, blah. Now, obviously, my attitudes have completely changed over the years, but back then, that was my initial reaction, and so the internet reacted appropriately to that, saying, oh, so this guy thinks his shit doesn't stink and thinks that he's above reproach and no one can criticize him. Screw this
Well, I mean, you still pretty much do. You just got your ass clapped about This Is How You Don't Play.
guy, he sucks. And the entire internet's attitude toward me changed, except for my hardcore fan base. So although I retained enough of a viewership to keep going and maintain a business, the whole major feeling toward me by the internet was toxic and negative rather than positive. Instead of people being along for the ride, laughing at the joke of the content that I was putting out, they were instead saying, oh, it's no longer good. I won't watch Darkside Phil anymore. Instead, I'll just go watch the This Is How You Don't Play highlight so we can all laugh at him and he gets nothing out of it. He doesn't benefit from it, right? And that lasted a while. admittedly. All right, it did. I didn't go and buy into it like I should have. I didn't really participate in it in a positive way. All right. Then over the years, I grew up, I matured, I became an interactive streamer. And really, that's kind of when things changed. When I started actually just hanging out with the audience every day and having a good time and having conversation, rather than it being me offline, making a video, uploading it, and hoping that you consume it, it was us hanging out together every day, kind of making the content together, if that makes sense. Having that social interaction changed everything. And now we're going on 9 years that I've been an interactive streamer. I absolutely love it way more than what I did offline before. I really do. I think that it's better content. It's more organic. It's actually more meaningful to the internet than me just sitting here playing a game, ignoring anyone who's in the chat, just doing, off the cuff.
Didn't he live stream for like 2 or 3 years and he never addressed the chat?
Commentary, which used to basically be way extreme, sexual comments and racial comments and just anything risque or offensive to get a rise out of my audience so people would talk about what DSP did today. Instead, it's more natural. When you watch my content today, you're getting the real Phil as opposed to some character who I was trying to portray some over-the-top exaggeration.
Yeah, it's funny how that's flipped. I think the racist, like sexual shit, I think that was you. And then you got clapped and you went, uh-oh, no, this isn't cool and edgy anymore.
In order to try to get you to laugh.
I think that was pretty much you.
And so, things changed for the better. And over the last, 10 years, I have tried to evolve to become a better person and a better creator, to learn to laugh at myself and my mistakes, to try to improve as a person. But what's happened is, this audience, who at one point were hyper-fixated on me because I was this full of myself, feeling like I was above reproach content creator, said, well, wait a minute. All these years we've been making fun of Phil. We've been getting views and popularity based off of it. But now he's changing, and that's not good for us, because that means that what are we going to make fun of now, right? What are we going to do?
Oh, honey, you might have lulls. There's always ebbs and flows in every part of life, but as long as you just keep being you, we're always going to find something. I don't know what it is, but you've been an absolute embarrassment for 18 years. I don't think that that's going to go away anytime soon.
So what ended up happening was, they would hyperfixate on more nuanced stuff that really wasn't part of my content. Gee, I wonder what Phil spends his money on behind the scenes, mobile games and shit like that. Hey, I know, let's harass Phil's wife. That's a good idea. Someone who's not even part of his business or content. Let's find out stuff about her and try to harass her on the internet and say horrible things about her, right? That's what it's become now. Rather than it being actually based on, oh, Phil's a bad actor online and we wish that he would get better and let's make fun of him, it's become, let's just start horrible memes that maybe aren't even based anywhere factually in reality, but just pass them on and regurgitate them over and over until it becomes so normalized to bully Phil that it's a joke. The bullying now is the joke. It's not even that Phil did something bad and we must call him to task for it, but instead, let's just make fun of him and all laugh at the joke together so we feel...
You kind of sound like you got some baby back bitch feelings hurt, and that's really not anybody, that's not really anyone else's problem. Sneer Chewy, thanks for the 5, honey. He knows his detractors from over a decade ago will... No, there's no will in there. Let me start over. With English this time. He knows his detractors from over a decade ago off the top of his head. His last breath will be cursing Evil AJ. Yep, and Tevin and Duty and Kino Casino and probably fucking Asmon Cold.
Better about ourselves. And of course, the people, again, who've been making the videos are now making tons of money off of this ridiculous bullying content that's not based in reality. Now, it's gotten to such a point that even if I bring up anything...
Is there a point of why you're talking about this? I thought there was a point.
About any of this at any point, people call it a crash out. I want you to think about that. Crashing out. That whole phrase, it insinuates like a car wreck, a train wreck, that something is so horribly going wrong that you can't keep your eyes away. Ooh, someone is freaking out. Let's watch it today, right?
Sure, right.
They'll actually say that this segment of my podcast is a crash out because I'm simply addressing it. Even though that's not what the term means, that's what it's become. If anyone addresses anything on the internet, that's considered, I don't know, controversial or anything that's criticism, that's a crash out. Well, it's not, but that's what these people say. All right. So just the fact that I bring up anything, supposedly I'm crashing out, right? If you say so, logical people think, hey, I'm a streamer. I have the right to talk about any topic I want. If today I want to talk...
You do have the right to talk about any topic that you want to. But when you go crazy and you crash out, listen, I've even got fucking videos around on the internet that of me, that say that I crash out about shit. So what, dude? Who cares? I don't understand.
About this, I will. If tomorrow I want to ignore it, I will. That's my prerogative as a creator. And you have no control over it. You can call it a crash out if you want, but
But it really bothers you. So you can't talk out of both sides of your mouth at the same time. You can't say, you're stupid, you're retarded, it's not a crash out. But your feelings are so clearly hurt about it. You don't get to do both. Crashing out about crashing out.
Address something logically, what's wrong with that? Now, if I address something with a lot of passion and a lot of emotion, because maybe something is going on in the moment, like if I'm crashing out over Street Fighter 6 because I'm playing online and the game dropped my inputs for the 17th.
Yeah, no, crash out is more crash out is more just you're saying crazy shit.
Time in a row that day, You know, is there anything wrong with that? People used to call that a natural reaction and loved it, a rage moment. They loved that in content. Now it's a crash out to be clipped and turned into some kind of sensationalist content, and then you say, oh, it's a horrible thing, they did bully the person. No, that's called being human, actually. You're not aware. Humans get emotional over things, they get worked up, their adrenaline gets pumped up.
Yeah, but just because they clip it and call you a douchebag and like you crash out, that's still not bullying. They didn't like knock your legs out from under you and push you in the mud. He just made a video making fun of you. Don't watch the video. Listen, if you like, you can stop all the bullying. Just turn the internet off. Turn the internet off, turn the computer off, and go and live your life. Or change your name to, I don't know, fucking Mike Stevens or some shit. And go and just go live a life. But no one's hitting you. No one's kicking you in the ass and taking your lunch money. No one's punching you in the balls. Like, no one's bullying. You are a 43-year-old grown man. No one's bullying you. What are they bullying you into doing? Like, what? Giving up lunch money? Not taking the bus home? Sucking a dick? Like, what are we talking about here? No one's, like, making you do anything. No one's bullying you. It's called you're getting your fucking feelings hurt on the internet. Stop it.
Their blood pressure goes up and they have reactions. That's part of the natural course of life. It happens offline, it happens online, it happens everywhere. But these people have turned this now into like a clip farm where anyone who reacts to anything is a crash out and get attention on it for yourself, right? So you could say...
And so what? I still don't understand why we're upset.
Well, you should just ignore it all. Don't ever address trolls. Ignore them completely. Act like they don't exist.
Correct.
I have tried to do that. If you haven't noticed...
You have not.
There's pop-ups on the screen of people who are gifting these stupid subs, and
Lies, X to gout. Lies, X to gout.
can't stop that unless I turn off all pop-ups, so I just choose to not address it and ignore it. But then, oh look, they got attention on Phil's stream, so you see, he's a lolcow because we got the attention we wanted when the pop-up happened. But I ignored it. Doesn't matter. See? So if you address the trolls, that's a crash out, they got your attention, they win. If you ignore the trolls, they still got the attention they wanted, they win.
But you could take the attention away from them by taking the pop-up thingies away. Again, you made the choice. You don't get to get mad. You made the decision. You chose bad, which fucking shocker of the decade, I know. You chose wrong. So congratulations, you played yourself.
Isn't that kind of weird? They set up situations where they feel like...
You put yourself in this situation. Oh, you just like, you horrific retard. You put yourself in this situation. Take the stupid fucking pop-ups away. If they don't want to give you money because their name isn't on the screen for 12 seconds, that says more about them than you, sir. Let it go. It's fine.
No matter how the person reacts, they still got the response that they wanted, and therefore, they win.
Here, I'm going to do this. I have a little list here that has people's names pop up when they're nice enough to like re-up their membership or become a member or gifts like subs or like whatever the fuck it is or super chats. Here, you know what? It's gone. There it is. It's gone now. And my alert box with my pop-ups. There. If anybody gives me a super chat or a membership or whatever, nothing's going to pop up on the screen. Now you'll see that it doesn't fucking matter. Because here, and it's not coming back for the rest of the stream. Here we go.
And they get the clip and they get the content. So do you see the point that I'm trying to...
The people who want to support are going to support, and the people who don't want to are going to continue to not, regardless of what I do or don't do, and I'm going to prove it.
Make here is that when you're in a situation like I am, and many others are, it's not just me. There are many other people on the internet who have these weird, obsessed communities around them that stalk their every move, that spin every action they do into something negative, toxic, a crash out per se. Well, no matter what we do, we're wrong. There's no way that we could possibly do something right in the eyes of these people because the only way they get their jollies off is to say that we did something wrong. So how do you address it then, right? Do you ignore it? Do you completely take it head on? What do? I'll give you an example. Yesterday, as my late stream was ending, okay, I'd raised around $100 in support for playing 2 indie games last night. Personally, I find that's fine. That's good. For indie games,
he doesn't find that's fine. We all know the magical number of 150 is still there.
2-hour stream, that's great support. I have no problem with that at all, right? But I made a comment and said, you know, last time that we did indie games, actually we had done much better. And I think the thing is that we already played these games once before. This was the second session, okay? And that's probably why we saw a little bit of decrease of support. Next week, we're going to do another stream of these games to finish them up. Regardless of the fact that the support had dwindled a little bit, I still want to play them and finish them because I like these games, okay? So a troll in chat says, hey, you see, Phil's all about the money. All he cares about is the money. That's why he streams the money, the money, the money. To which I looked at the chat and I actually responded and I said, how could that be true? I literally just said on stream, I'm going to play these games next week anyway, regardless of the fact, that the support had gone down the stream from the last one. I'm actually playing them because I like them, not because of the level of support, okay? So now I've countered the troll's argument with a fact, with logic.
But you didn't have to do that because you already said out loud, I'm going to play these again next week. So when you see that, you go, oh, well, that's stupid. I already said I was going to play it. You say that in your brain, not out loud through the big hole in your face. You just think it to yourself. Well, that's silly. I already said I was going to do that. So this guy's just an idiot who doesn't know what he's talking about. And yet, again, silently, shh, in your brain, in your upstairs. And then we just move on, bro. Like, you don't have to say anything.
They don't have a further argument. They can't even counter it because there's nothing else to say.
You'll have to take Phil through it step by step of how to turn it off. He won't.
I've proven them wrong. So
He's so hyper focused on, oh, we changed the animations, and guys, there's new animations, and every time you give me something, you'll get an animation. He'll never take them away.
what do? Ha! I got you to respond. You see, you're crashing out now.
I don't know if responding is crashing out, but responding still isn't good.
So if you ignore the troll criticism, which isn't really criticism, it's an attempt to goad you to get you.
Every now and then somebody comes in my chat and says something fucking weird. I read it silently to myself and I go, well, I'm not saying that out loud. Like, okay, so what?
To respond. If you ignore it,
You're making this like a way tougher, more difficult thing than it really needs to be. I just simply don't understand.
they're right, correct? Because if there's no response, if there's no defense, that must mean that it's true, right? You know, all these years that people say horrible things about me and my family members and people.
So let them think it's true. So what? They're fucking nobody to you, right? They're the shit on the bottom of your shoe. So let them think whatever they want to think. What does it matter? Are they paying your bills? Are they putting food in your mouth? Like, go ahead and here's the thing, honey. People are going to think about you whatever they want to think about you. And once somebody gets a negative opinion of you, it's very hard, if at all possible, to turn into a positive opinion. But that's okay. That's all right. Everybody on this planet has somebody who, we all have somebody who just thinks that we are an asshole. And we're still okay. Look, here we are. Living, breathing, thriving. We're all set. We're good.
Around me. If I didn't address it, it must be true. Or else Phil would have already addressed it and debunked it, right? So that's the attitude they have. Ignoring the nonsense.
Trust me, plenty of people think I'm plenty of stuff. That's okay, man.
Basically keeps it off of my streams, sure, except for when they spam my chats and stuff like that. But then they just say it's true because Phil couldn't disprove it, right? So then if I counter it and I disprove it, guess what? Oh, you see, even though you disproved what we said, you took the bait, you gave us the clip crash out moment, and now we get more content out of it. So either way you react is wrong, and they get what they want. You see? So the attitude that I have today is very simple. If I see something stupid on a stream, like when I see this guy gifting a sub and it says Phil's lesbian haircut reel is their name, right? Now I can't stop that contribution. I don't want to turn off all pop-ups on my stream. I want to have credit for those who are actually going to support me legitimately, okay? So when I see that pop up, I decide to react and I say, well, yeah, Phil's lesbian haircut because lesbians, all right, try to have a haircut that emulates that of like a manly man. That's the point. When you say lesbian haircut, you think a manly haircut. So you're saying that I went and I got a manly haircut. Okay. Makes sense. Thanks. And thanks for the contribution, stupid. Done, right? But now I've crashed out. Even though I've addressed it, I've embarrassed them publicly for being so stupid that they thought that was an insult and it's not. But now, I've crashed out over it, right? Because I addressed it. So here's the thing. I can address whatever I want, say whatever I want, in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, here we go with the big boy. I can do whatever I want. Yes, honey. And nobody said that you couldn't do whatever you wanted to. But you still look stupid.
And I'll enjoy it. And my actual positive audience will enjoy it.
I mean, if you enjoy looking stupid, that's fine.
And the trolls can do whatever they want with it. It doesn't matter because trolls are insignificant. Trolls have absolutely no impact at all on anything.
That's why all the trolls are getting all this time right now.
They're an annoyance sometimes. If the idiot comes into my chat with his millionth troll account for today and starts spamming, and all the normal chatters like, oh god, this idiot again, this mental midget is in the chat doing this. I mean, what kind of
mental midget? What the fuck is even happening? Senior Chewy, thanks for the 5, honey. I appreciate you. But Toxie, how will I be an attention whore with no pop-ups?
a guy? What kind of a life could he have if he's literally making 50 to 100 stock accounts every day?
But Senior Chewy, you proved the point. I took it all away. And you did it anyway. I know it was for the memes. I love you and appreciate you for it. But that's the whole point. You wanted to do that, so you did it, regardless of anything popping up on the screen or not. So I appreciate you for it, Senior Chewy, more than you know.
Just to spam a small-time streamer's chat, right? Like, it doesn't even make sense that he'd be behaving like that. It's insane. But, you know, he's doing it. It's wild. It's weird. So we all just like, oh, and then we have to, you know, moderate him or whatever. But for the most part, I'll ignore it. You know, I'm not going to bring it up because it doesn't affect me. Really, they're in their own weird, bizarro world where they think that their existence actually matters to someone, that they actually have an impact on anyone's life. They don't. They're all just miserable wretches who have actually found a way to locate themselves on the internet, to latch onto each other, and to basically make a parasocial community off of me based on clowning on me, despite the fact that they don't affect me. Okay? I'm the one who streams.
So why do you care if detractors have made their own communities and they all like bond over shitting on you? Frankly, I think that's kind of amazing.
Myself on the internet every day, has a great chill time with my audience, plays fun games, hangs out, has great conversation, right? Good interactive times. I get great support from my audience as a result. They reciprocate and say, thank you for the content. Please continue to make it. Have a good life. Here's support. It all works. And I'm doing better right now than I have been doing in many, many years. It's excellent what's going on right now. The fact that I have ultimate flexibility over my life and I can play any game I want at any moment. And we can do these tryout nights and we can play new games on the fly, or we can choose to stick with a game that's great even if it's not doing so well. It's fine. It's all good. I have more control right now than I've had in a very long time, and I'm very grateful for that. These trolls ignore it because that's not their reality. Their reality is that every moment they have to believe that I'm some kind of a miserable wretch, that my life...
Corksy, I totally can. I can tell how unaffected he is. It doesn't bother him at all.
...is miserable. My wife has left me, even though she's here every day. But, you know, we have a great life together. In their mind, she left me. But then they also talk about her every day in a toxic way. But how would that, if she left me, how would that affect me? See, their own even trolling logic contradicts itself. It doesn't even make sense.
Well, it's not that it contradicts itself. It's that some people have different theories, thoughts, and opinions. Some people believe that she's gone already. There are some people who think some things are weird, and some things point to maybe she's not there. Some things allude to, you know, maybe she is. There are people that are like on the fence or like whatever. So it really all depends on... People have different opinions.
The things they say and do, because they don't make sense. They're not meant to. They're just meant
Big ups, movie sign. How you doing,
to
honey?
be toxic things to say as talking points so that their very primitive walnut-sized brains can recognize, oh, I recognize that toxic meme about DSP. Let me participate in it now and feel like I'm part of something social because I actually don't have any friends or
What's wrong with wanting to feel like you're a part of something? Who cares?
family or anyone who care about me, because I've turned myself into an antisocial loser who just hyperfixates on Phil on the internet and becomes part of a social group of cultists who dump on him every day. You see, like, it's not actual intelligence. It's not observation of fact. It's not, hey, let's actually have Phil improve with something that he's done wrong. It's let's just focus on some kind of a weird, bizarre, hyperfixated, almost autistic level of obsession over something Phil said or did once, like the banana song in Donkey Kong, which to this day makes no sense that anyone ever cared about it, but turn it into a toxic meme that we all laugh at like 5-year-olds frothing at the mouth. Like, what? You're mentally challenged. Do you get it? You're really messed up. But they don't. These people have insulated themselves from any level of...
Now we're crashing out. Now we're here.
actual observation or criticism. No one knows who they are because they hide on the internet. They don't have friends or relatives who even know what they're doing in their off hours because this is how they spend their time. You know, there's some people that have a hobby, or I go and work out, or I do this. They sit on the internet making fun of Dark Side Phil. This is their hobby. I mean, you're mentally cracked. I'm crashing out. Every day when you sit down and you just hate on someone on the internet for no reason and it makes you feel good about yourself, that's way more of any kind of a crash out than someone on the internet could have because they were emotional about something. Do you understand? Like, having a human response to something with emotion or passion is a natural thing. What you're doing, actually deciding to spend your time to be toxic to someone...
But you're a 43-year-old man on the internet crying about being bullied. You're not crying about world hunger. You're not crying about war. You're not crying about devastation or racism or like a natural disaster. You're crying about being bullied on the internet. Like, that's kind of sad, don't you think? They're making fun of me. They're sitting at their fucking cool kid table. I don't get to sit at the cool kid table and they're making fun of me. Like, that's what you sound like. That's what you sound like right now. And it's really, really embarrassing for you. Thanks for the 5, honey. I appreciate you. He was so close to achieving Sunny. If they dunk on me when I engage them on any level, what do? I'll call them out on Level 1 podcast.
The internet you don't even know, and to feel good about yourself about it because you did, that is so much more worse than anything that anyone you've ever called a lolcow has ever done on the internet. But you wouldn't understand that because you don't look in the mirror. You just look at the people you like to make...
I'm positive that me talking shit about you is not the same as you lying to people and telling them that you can't afford your rent and groceries and to give you money so you could spend it on a mobile game. Positive one of those things is worse than the other. Movie sign, thanks for the 220. Great number, that 220. You're ignoring by giving it attention. Genius.
Fun of to feel better about that horrible reflection that you have in your own mirror.
Oh, I know. I just feel so terrible about myself. My life is so awful and terrible and miserable, and I hate it. And I just have to come here and punch down on you, the tiny, sad little working man. I know. I'm just this awful, cunty bitch. I know.
So, how do you respond? The truth
You don't.
is there is no ultimate right or wrong way to do so.
There is. There actually is a right and a wrong way. And the right way is you don't.
Because if you ignore everything, ultimately some things are going to...
No one tell him that Markiplier made a movie that was the #1 movie in the country over the weekend. Oh yeah, big ups to Markiplier, by the way. That's fucking incredible.
...to affect you. But if you have a flat out...
If he's so successful, then what's he caring about us for? I'm not disagreeing with you, Fatal. I'm just saying, if he's King Dick and we're just floating in a fucking sea of wrong... Okay, well, he's the czar of right, then what does he care?
ignore everything policy, eventually some of your fans are going to start to distrust you. Maybe they'll start to believe the bullshit because they're going to say, well, if he doesn't address anything, that means that it's all true. Now, obviously,
Number one, and nobody who watches my stream has to quote unquote necessarily like believe me. That's fine. I'm not really too concerned about what people on the internet think about me. I'm not really here to defend myself or like anything because I don't feel the way about it that you do. So that's fine. So, goodness. Ron, thanks for being a member, honey, for 6 months. I appreciate you. Joke's on you, Phil. I look handsome as fuck in my mirror.
that's not the case. But sadly, some people just have that mentality that if someone is refusing to even give any attention to something horrible someone's saying about them, it must be true and they just don't want to talk about it because that would mean admitting that they've done something wrong.
So let it be true. Okay. Oh no.
That's not the case, but that is sadly kind of
You have this like weird obsession with like you have to prove everybody wrong and you have to show everybody this evidence. I don't know. The way I look at it, that makes you look super guilty and like you know you're doing something wrong or bad or embarrassing or something when you just have this like when you have this incredible like need to prove that I didn't do this or I didn't say that or well, okay, maybe I did, but like I don't do that anymore. Or here, no, you don't understand. Let me explain. To me, that looks guiltier than just kind of going, okay. I'm not going to sit here and entertain this.
mentality, right? That's how people think. Now, if you absolutely address everything, okay, that's awful because you're basically going to spend all of your time addressing toxicity and hate, and you'll never have time to be positive about anything. Like if I addressed every troll right now,
Speaking as toxicity, don't ever address me, ever.
who's sitting in the kick chat, how on earth would I ever have time to make positive content? The answer is I wouldn't. Right? I wouldn't ever make positive content. I'd be losing my hair. I'd be ripping. Well, I am losing my hair, but I'd be ripping my hair out of my head, and I'd be freaking out, right? And I'd be just going nuts and
That
constantly
was a pretty good self burn. I won't lie. That one kind of got a little bit of a chuckle out of me.
crashing out every single day. Now, there's sometimes that maybe I can address it. Where like if I see the pop up from an idiot,
Uncle fucking Darkside in the YouTube chat over here says, only really needed 2 minutes on this subject.
giving me a sub and it's a toxic name, I can laugh at it and expose how dumb they are. You know what I mean? Like, oh yes, you're gonna bring my wife's name up in a troll sub. Yeah, because you don't have anything to actually say of intelligence. So you give a schoolyard insult because you have no fucking brain. Like you just pick on someone who literally has never done anything to you because you feel like it makes you feel better about yourself. It says more about you than it ever says about me or my wife or my family. You see, it really does.
Picking on you doesn't necessarily, or you or your wife, which I don't really pick on your wife too much because I don't fucking care. It doesn't necessarily, I don't think people do it to feel good about themselves. So, but whatever. Man.
It says that you are a very, very sad person. That your life is horrible. You're probably poor. You're just sitting there miserable. And the only way that you can...
You're, he said it like such a valley girl. Like there's something wrong with you. Like, ew, you're probably poor. Like that's just fucking gross.
ever have a modicum.
Did you hear that? There's something wrong with you. You're probably like totally poor.
A tiny piece of happiness is to try to bring others down. Your existence is worthless. And the thing is, you could change that. You have to understand, you could change that.
Oh no, don't hurt my feelings. I'm not worthless. Fuck you, dude.
If you actually motivated yourself to do something constructive and positive with your life, go work out, right? Go get a job. Get a hobby that's constructive. Get some friends.
How do you know I don't work out? How do you know what I do for work? How do you know I don't have friends? How do you know I don't have hobbies?
Go donate your time to helping people, right? You could go do charity work. Go
Number one, what time do you donate to helping people? Also, number two, who the fuck says I don't? You don't know anything about us. You don't understand what you're talking about. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the successful level of the crash out. Just saying something fucking stupid just to say something. Thanks for the 5, honey. I appreciate you. He has a point. They are dumb schoolyard insults, like calling people stupid, mouth-drooling dunces. Wait.
to a soup kitchen, do Habitat for Humanity. For goodness sake, if you have nothing to do with your time but just sit around and hurt people on the internet, you certainly have time that you can donate to help people, right? But the thing is, you have to motivate yourself to be better instead of focusing.
Again, how do you know that we don't? How do you know anything about anything? Now, this is right here where it starts to reach the level of the crash out. He just has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Toxie, he makes lives better by streaming. Well, he makes mine better by streaming because this is just too fucking funny. I'm so glad I almost didn't stream today. I was like, yeah, he didn't hit either goal yesterday and he's probably super butthurt about it. But that was honestly what I thought he was going to talk about. Like, guys, we didn't hit either goal yesterday. Like, that was where I thought we were going. I didn't know we were going to get this. Oh, this is good.
I just want to dump on someone and be toxic, which is the easy way to exist.
If I want to dump on somebody, I'm allowed to dump on them. If somebody wants to do that to me, they can do that to me. This is called, like, the real fucking world. Like, you little sissy bitch. This is the real world. If people want to shit on you, they can shit on you. They have the right to fucking say that. You also have the right to not fucking listen, to not deal with it. You can turn off the computer and you can walk away. This is the internet, sir. This isn't your boss or your spouse or your children or your neighbor or your parents or somebody that you can't get the fuck away from. You click the little button that says stop streaming and you go outside. That's what you do. That's how all of this goes away. For the rest of everdom, just hit stop streaming and go outside and go and get a fucking life. That's what you do.
Actually have to realize you're wasting your life and try to turn it around to do something better with it. Now, not everyone can do that because a lot of people are very mentally weak. I mean, hell, people who join online cults who hate people are mentally weak. That's why you joined the cult to begin with. You have to break that level of control and go off and do something for yourself. Okay? Just do it. Seriously, you'll feel so much better.
Well, they do. We call it over here breaking pignosis. And so a lot of people have left your cult and they have broken the pignosis and they don't behave that way anymore.
After 3 hours of building a house for someone who doesn't have one, then 3 hours of sitting on the internet dumping on a streamer. Because you'll actually say, I did that. I helped out a family in need, rather than I crapped on someone who I don't even affect.
Oh yeah, he can't ever stop doing this. What out in the real world would pay this fucking loser 6 figures to do anything? As little fucking work as he does right now, who would give him that kind of money?
You know, but that's it. These people are nuts. They need help. We have an entire group of people. It's not a whole generation, but certainly it's this most recent generation who've grown up.
You wouldn't want this dude changing your oil, fucking checking you out at the pharmacy or making your french fries. What the fuck could this guy do? No, he just needs to sit here.
Always online. And they don't have anyone who's supervising them. They don't have anyone who's watching them, anyone who's guiding them through life to say, whoa, what are you doing with your free time? That's not right. This is how humans have existed before and been healthy and happy. This is what you should seek with your time. Not this new toxic online culture of crap. This is actually the worst possible thing that you could do with your time. But no one's looking at it. And what's happening is we're seeing a whole generation of people grow up broken. They're not socially trained. They don't know how to interact with people. They don't even understand social cues and things. And
wow, this is really rich. How many times again are you going to hit up Asmongold before you get the message?
instead, they just are weirdos who sit around doing bizarre fucking things. It's just really cracked human behavior that should be being analyzed by people who have the power to help and speak up and fix it, but it's not. It's actually going completely unrecognized and completely unobserved.
No, it's not. Just no one cares, dude. The sad truth is nobody cares but you.
And then when we have horrible things happening, right?
If he washed your car, it wouldn't start tomorrow, right? It like would somehow just be fucking broken.
This person went nuts and went on a violence spree somewhere. And we say, how could this have possibly happened? Well, did you ever, for one moment of your fucking time, look at that person and their lifestyle and see what they were doing? Because I guarantee you those people who do that stuff probably sit online all day doing toxic shit on the internet. They don't have friends. They don't have family who care about them. They just sit there.
So are you suggesting that you're going to do... I have to be careful how I word this because YouTube doesn't like it. Are you aware? So are you suggesting that you are going to do some kind of mass event then? Because you sit on the internet like live 50, 60 hours a week. And when you're not live, probably more. So
absolutely no purpose to their lives. And then one day they snap. And that's who becomes your next crazy mass violence committer because no one analyzed or cared about the situation.
Oh, so it's going to be you. Okay.
It shouldn't exist. It's busted and broken, okay? For me, there's not much I can really do about it. And I've accepted that fact. I've come to the point where it's like, if this person, every time they gift a sub, I just have to shake my head and be like, cracked individual. Can't stop it. No reason to really address it.
You can click exactly what I did. I don't remember how long ago I did it. I took all of my notifications down. If people gift subs or members, excuse me, or become a member or give a super chat, I have no pop-ups on my screen right now. And I've continued to get super chats because, in fact, nobody fucking cares. You can take them down whenever you're ready. I took mine down just to set an example. And I did. It took about 20 minutes. You can take them down whenever you're ready. If people want to support you, they will support you, regardless of their name being up in lights for 10 seconds or not.
But if I want to say, hey, look, even your joke is stupid. A lesbian haircut is a manly haircut, so I have a good haircut, thanks. I can do that if I want. It's my prerogative. I don't have to ignore everything. I can make a joke. If I have to, sadly, do some...
Short haircuts aren't necessarily like man haircuts. There are dudes with longer hair. There are women with shorter hair. I have super long hair right now. I've had super short hair. I'm not a lesbian. I've had super short, spiky fucking hair. Like almost bald, like fucking hair. It was an emo thing. I was trying to make a statement. We're not going there. But nonetheless, I've had super short hair. I'm not a lesbian. Like, you're so stupid.
Moderation on a stream or something because the moderators aren't around. I can do that. I can joke about it. I can take it seriously. I can ignore it. It's all within my power. The truth is, no matter how I react, it's a crash out to them, so it doesn't really matter. But for my audience, I want you to understand the reason that I felt like I wanted to talk about this today very rationally and calmly is because I've been seeing it pop up more and more. This guy who literally sits here with 50 stock accounts a day, the guy's not well. And we all know that. Like, the thing is, at one point, it's like, okay, it's kind of funny, the guy's coming back. But once he does it the millionth day in a row, and once everyone in chat's like, dude, what is going on with this guy? Yeah, we all recognize that the guy's nuts. And it's just, you know, it's just crazy that these people have actually normalized this level of behavior to think that this is fine, this is normal, this is fun stuff for the internet. It's not. It's busted and broken, but we get it because we're of sound mind. These people are not. That's why they behave like this, and that's why they think it's okay to.
It was an emo phase that I'm not proud of.
They've actually familiarized.
But it happened back in like 2008 or something.
Themselves with another group of people who are cracked just like them.
I'm not thrilled, but it happened.
And they have these weird social groups and cult-like discussions on Discord about this shit. It's bizarre shit. I never wanted to get into it, but people send me the information and say, look what happened to them. Oh my God. These people actually are just, they're not well. And no one talks to them about it. No one tries to help them. They're just left to their own devices.
Again, how do you know that nobody talks to them about this? You don't know. Like, are you just like some kind of clairvoyant that you just know what we're doing and what we're not doing?
That's why we're having the situation we have with humanity right now. Quite frankly, we've advanced technology so much, we can have all these relationships over the internet, but humanity's not really ready for it, right? We're not. We've got communities of people who are broken, and now they've formed toxic groups of hating love, if that makes sense.
There have always been people like this. You just don't hear about it. You didn't hear about it as much before there was the internet. There were always groups of hate. Look at this fucking derpy ass face. Went ahead and steal that one. There's always been groups of people who hate, dude. Like, forever.
Love to hate. That's not human thought process. That's actual, illness.
Well, it very well may be, but illness or not, it's been happening since before the internet. There's this guy, okay? His name was Hitler. I'm not going to go down that road, but he was a pretty hateful, toxic person, putting it mildly to say the least. But I don't know if you know this, but back when he was around, there wasn't any internet. There were other people too. Way before the intranets. Thanks for the 220, honey. My mama says I no detract anymore. Bye forever.
So, moving forward, I'm not going to address it all the time, but I might every once in a while and laugh at it. But understand, I just want to make this abundantly clear. It doesn't affect me. Because people say, how can you everyday stream when you have all these people who dump on you and say these things about you? Because it doesn't affect me at all. It doesn't. There are people who are committing crimes against me every day.
Because you're willing to put up with the ass whooping that you get online every day. You're willing to put up with it for $200 a day. That's just what it is. You've decided that you'll bend over and take it up the tailpipe, essentially, and be trolled and bullied or whatever for the money that you make. Again, you've made the choice that this is worth it. So you don't get to cry anymore. You've made the decision.
They stealing my content, illegally live streaming it. That sadly does affect me business-wise. But as a person or...
Oh, he won't edit this. He'll put this right up on YouTube. You'll be able to watch it tomorrow.
As a creator, as someone who has fun with the content he puts out, who cares what these idiots say? They're not you, they're not me. We're having a good time together, right? Why would anyone give a crap about this stuff? Oh no, you gave me more money. Oh shucks, what a horrible thing, right? Like, so it is what it is. From time to time, you may notice, sadly, I do have to address it. I do have to go and moderate or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's nothing I can do. That's just the reality of being a full-time creator, is that sometimes I do have to address it. But understand, when everything for them, they've tried to organize into a win, it's not a win. Every crash out that they address means that they lose, because it means they have no life, and they actually think that it's important to say that Phil freaked out about something.
I don't feel like I've won anything. Like, you just totally fucking crashed out. I don't really think I've won anything. It was good content. I'm glad I was here to see it. I'm glad I was here to share it with people who are in my chat right now. And we got to watch it together and laugh at you and make fun of you. But I'm not going to hit end stream when this is over and be like, I really won today. I did something good. I'm just going to be like, that was funny. Okay, what's for dinner? Because it's 5:30 and I got to start cooking. Maybe there are other detractors who think differently and behave differently, but for me anyway, honey, let me say something to you, sir. I am on your mind much more than you are on my mind. That's just the way that goes, Cupcake. Okay?
Today, when in reality, it's not important at all. I'm just some dude on the internet streaming games. Who gives a shit if Phil crashed out? If the biggest thing in your life today was saying Phil crashed out and I observed it, you have no life.
I'm glad that's not the biggest part of my day today. It's going to be one of the most funnest parts of my day today, because sometimes Tuesdays are a little slow for me and I don't have a lot going on. And it's like all wintry outside and like an Arctic fucking tundra, so I don't want to go out there. And I fell last week and busted my ass, fucking broke my body and shit. So I don't want to go outside right now. So yeah.
Done. Let's do some shout outs.
Let me count my money. Did everyone get their like weirdo little animation?
Up and count it as $2. So I guess I'm much better than that if you're serious about, working out regularly. From real criticism, because sometimes it might be a real criticism and you ignore it because you think it's a troll thing. Yeah, that's tough. To be frank with you, accentuating. What does that mean? What it used to be is that all the noises that went into the microphone would be blocked out except for my voice. Now it's taking everything at a very low level. Mic is intended to work, that you literally have it like touching your lips. This is the ideal level that it's supposed to sound. You're supposed to be this close to the microphone at all times. Okay?
Yeah. Did you hear how much better that sounded?
But my old setup, I couldn't do that. My old setup, because
but you're not doing it now. You're literally not doing it right now. Right
the way
this
that I
very
had everything
second.
here. I didn't have a good monitor here that I could move around on a monitor arm and adjustability, and my desk was completely bootleg. Okay? I didn't have that flexibility. So why are you going to harass the guys? You're using your mic wrong. Okay, well, I don't have the setup to use it right. So why are you bothering me? Doesn't my content at least sound passable? Because my content didn't sound terrible or anything. Yeah, it could have been better for sure, but it wasn't awful.
Actually, it sounded better before you bought all this garbage. Senior Chewy, thanks for the 5, honey. I appreciate you. Why does he have the presence of mind to stop recording when he does an angry beg, but this will proudly sit in his uploads? Because he thinks he won. He can tell us that, like, oh, they think they won. The one who believes that they're the winner here is not us. We didn't win anything. This was just funny. He thinks he won something. Maybe he will edit it out. I don't know, but knowing him, probably not.
So why are you criticizing and why are you're ragging on a guy who's getting by the best he can with the setup the best he can do, right? But that's it. These people are dickheads. They want to absolutely analyze and hyper focus on something because they just want to say it's bad, not because they want it to improve or because they feel like their criticism would improve something. They don't care about that. They just want to make fun of you. Do you really think Review Tech brought that up because he was like, I want you to fix your mic? It's like, no, I just want to do it because I want to say I'm better than Phil and I do it right and he doesn't. Not that he wanted me to fix it. He just wanted to point out that I wasn't doing something perfectly that he felt is better. Now, keep in mind, that's probably the only thing in history he's ever done better than me. Everything else he's done is a fucking train wreck. He's a horrible person and a horrible creator, but that's the one thing, so that's what I'll bring up, right? But fair point. I agree. If I can improve things, I will. I want to know things that I can improve in my setup. You know what I'm saying? I love to know things that I can improve in my setup. And, that's if there's a valid thing I can do, I'll do it. But that's a fair point that people would criticize, and I'm like, well, I can't really know if this is true or not. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Here we go again. Someone with a $2.89 tip, and this is a troll thing. He goes, what exactly is jiggling your jowls? Can you show me? All right, well, maybe one day you can get your own jowls. And if you do, okay, then
Why would you encourage people to do that? Oh my God in heaven. Oh, yikes. Digital Melon, thanks for the 5, honey. I appreciate you. Notice how he got no money after crashing out over his detractors again. It's almost like his dens don't give a fuck about detractors or something. Right.
you could jiggle them yourself and figure it out. But just so you know, jowl jiggling is a very personal thing. That's not meant to be shared with the public, so. There you go. Dave Snort, no, I did a $2 tip. He says, hair loss is a sign of high testosterone. That proves you're not a lesbian. There you go. You guys are just very bizarre. But you think this stuff doesn't, I don't care. Like, this stuff doesn't bother me. You're just weird. And the stuff that you choose to say. Like, what are you talking about? Okay. So listen to this. Someone, it's a $2 tip and says, do you consider your streams volunteering because you give your time and effort to make people happy? No, my streams are not volunteering. My streams are my job. This very much is my form of employment. I provide...
No, volunteering is free. I will absolutely do nothing for free, dickheads. Give me some money.
A service and provide content, and people reciprocate with contributions. I also monetize said content with advertisements. So no, this is not... The only way that this could be considered like volunteering would be if I did it absolutely, positively, completely free, no monetization whatsoever. Then you could say, okay, that person's donating their time to entertain an audience for free. That's it. But anytime that there's any kind of monetary compensation that's involved with it, whether it's crowdfunding from an audience, whether it's monetization with advertisements, paid subscriptions, any kind of a model like that, that's for-profit business. That is not any kind of volunteering whatsoever. No. Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. Someone said something in Kick. I'll address it, and then I want to get to the Obsidian story. Okay. So they said the following. It would be nice if they wouldn't spam the chat, but they're spamming like an idiot. So I'll address it. Please address this. Why don't you play as the top tier characters in Street Fighter 6 so you'd show how easy and brainless they are? Okay. What have I always said about Street Fighter 6 and its top tiers? I've always said that the top tiers of the game, now, by the way, for the record, I don't even know who the current top tiers are because I didn't play it for a year, and then I came back to it. So very much the characters that I'm considering top tiers may not even be anymore. Maybe they rebalanced the game and I'm just not aware of it, right? But from when I was playing it regularly, who were the top tiers? Cammy, Jury, DJ, Ken, I would say. Was Akuma? I guess Akuma was at one point, but I don't think it's as bad with Akuma. So essentially, if you think about the characters that were considered top tiers, they all played exactly the same. Endless rushdown, endless pressure to the corner, everything is insanely safe for no reason. Like, there's no justification that those characters have so many safe moves. They just do. While other characters don't have a ton of safe moves, those characters had an entire repertoire. an entire encyclopedia of safe moves that they could just throw out at any moment. And as long as they didn't do it from the wrong distance, they were completely safe in doing it, and then they had frame advantage after and could follow up with more pressure, and constantly pushing you to the corner. I mean, to be honest, Cammy, Jury, and Ken...
Just say you suck, man. It's okay. Just say that you can't hang in that arena. So you pick the shitty characters, because when you lose, well, obviously, because you picked a shitty character. It's okay.
Accept it, or I don't. If I don't, well, you know, then stop playing the game. Well, I did for a year. I did. I got so frustrated with it, I just didn't want to play the game anymore. You see? Now I'm coming back to it, and we're getting to the point where I'm at Masters again, and we're going to start seeing it nonstop again. And that's the game. So, you know, just the same level of people saying, oh, you see, he didn't earn anything. He earned absolutely nothing, because he just picked the top tiers to do it. He's not good at Street Fighter 6. It's the character that won, not him.
Oh, he wouldn't get the credit if he picked the top tier. He wouldn't get the credit for being good at the top tier characters. I see why he doesn't play them.
Fantasy land up. Shout out to Bardikit for 100 kicks. Thank you, Bardikit, for 100 kicks today. That's our first kicks of the day. Okay, every once in a while we'll take Phil to task and we'll say something. It's a meme and we laugh together. As opposed to, oh, I think I'm going to completely be awful to Phil and his family and everything. That's the difference. Being awful and actually really offensive versus someone who's there to kind of joke around a bit and every once in a while. And I know that they've been critical of me, but at the same time, they support the content too. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a big difference. But that, I think, honestly, that's the level of maturity that some people have and some people don't, right? You really did buy a handcart the other day? Well, there you go. I'm glad that you did. Okay, so I want to talk about Obsidian. All right, this gaming news story is quite interesting today.
I highly doubt this is going to be interesting. Something he found on Twitter, no doubt.
Someone tipped at $2.50. This will be a quick one. Phil, I'm wondering if you saw the Epstein situation going on right now. I've been feeling really down and worthless knowing our lives are controlled by bigger, more powerful people. It's really got general purposes. You got healthcare to some extent. You know what I mean? You got food, you got electricity, you got heat, you got water. You got the things in life that are the essentials provided to you by that 1% who set the system up that way. So as long as you're happy with that, what are you complaining about? Wait a minute. DSP is talking about this shit on his level 1 podcast? Yeah. I could have these conversations if this is what you want to talk about, but no one wants to talk about this shit. You want to make fun of me because there's smacking sounds on the microphone, right? You want to say, oh, you didn't make $150 on your stream last night. Your stream failed because you didn't hit the goal that doesn't exist. That's what you want to talk about. You don't want to talk about reality. You want to talk about your weird fantasy. Why? Probably because it makes you not think about reality. You feel better about your own existence because you make fun of me all day, and then you don't have to think about how the 1% actually controls the world. Anyway, thank you, Spartan. Oh, my item, lip smack there. Thank you, Spartan. Based on this interview, here are the
Twitter. Here we go.
The takeaways from said interview with Obsidian Entertainment. The studio is now around 280 developers/employees working for them. That's huge compared to what it used to be, okay? Grounded 2 was considered their big hit in 2025. The Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed failed to meet sales expectations, and Xbox, although they own, well, I should say Xbox, I should say Microsoft. Microsoft owns Obsidian. They don't consider the games flops per se, but they're basically saying that these need to be learning experiences for Obsidian moving forward. There are currently no plans whatsoever for Outer Worlds 3. The game is done. Like, that franchise is now dead, and they're not going to make another one. So you know what that tells me? Outer Worlds 2 did not sell at all. Outer Worlds 2 just completely tanked. Because for them to go with full confidence into making Outer Worlds 2 and pushing it as if it was going to be their biggest game of 2025, to them now saying we're canceling the whole IP, that means that game monstrously underperformed, and no one must have bought it. Now, interestingly enough, it's a Game Pass game. You got to wonder the metrics there, because you would think that anyone who had Game Pass probably downloaded it and played it. Does that even factor in at all? Or they're not counting that stuff anymore? Because they used to tout their Game Pass games as big wins for them. Oh, millions of downloads on Game Pass. But that doesn't mean people actually played the game more than an hour. You know, me, I played it one stream, said, wow, this is boring, and I never played it again. So it's not really a real representation of success when you really think about it. So, I don't know. I wonder if, you know, if they're even looking at those numbers anymore, okay? Josh Sawyer says that launching 3 games in 2025 wasn't ideal, but rather the result of internal planning issues. So with the studio basically having years of nothing, and then all of a sudden releasing 3 games in the same year, they're saying that wasn't a good idea. But here's the thing that I have to question, all right? What's the big deal with them releasing 3 games in 1 year as long as they were all good? Because the example I'm going to make here is, let's say...
I saw him eat that Shake Shack. That shit was foul. What are we talking about? I don't care.
I'm just saying. So the thing is...
I'm sorry. I started, like, checking my email and shit. Like, I just really don't fucking care about this.
Horribly written. They're redesigned from the ground up and changed from the first game to do a social narrative story rather than a story that actually has meaning. It's just a garbage game. And ever since that story came out, it seems like everyone has absolutely forgotten how to write. Every game has this drivel story that's so cliche, so fucking boring, such a waste of your time. Why on earth would you want to play a 60-hour narrative-based fantasy RPG if the story is boring as shit and has social issues shoved down your throat? The answer is, you don't want to play it. That's why Avowed flopped, okay? Now, $1 billion to develop a game. They take 12 years to make it. They have a 5,000-man squad making it, and it comes out and it sells like gangbusters and it blows sales records away. Those days are over. People aren't looking for those kind of experiences because the people who used to make them moved on, and the people who have making them now aren't good at it. Their stories are terrible. Their games are unfinished and untested. No one wants that anymore. Instead, what we want are games that are going to be sound at a lower price point, that maybe we don't spend 60 hours playing, but we get addicted to the loop, and we can say that we enjoyed them and then move on to something else, not have to play them for 17 months. That's what people are wanting now. That's what the most successful games are now. So why don't they get that? Why is Microsoft still telling Obsidian to make this style of game that doesn't fucking work? Because they don't know what they're doing. Because Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond and all those people who are in charge over there are completely out of touch with gaming reality. They don't know how to make a good game anymore. It's sad because it's not that the employees don't have talent. It's that the people in charge keep pushing them towards things that don't work and telling them to do things that aren't ever going to sell. So you will continue to have failure after failure after failure until you adapt to the times and you change for the better. It's like everything. You can't use a dinosaur formula and expect to be successful when the entire world around you changed. You have to adapt or die. And Microsoft is not doing that. Instead, they're saying, this...
Oh, my God. Bro.
Along in Vegas. At one point...
Move along.
That company had talent. But where did it go? The talent...
He never talks about anything other than, this game fucking failed, and this game fucking canceled because this company's a failure, and everything fails, and everything sucks, and nobody knows how to make a good game.
Obviously left and went elsewhere, right? They're not with the company anymore. Not with plots and stories like we just saw in 2025 in both Avowed and Outer Worlds 2. They're no longer with them. So... What's up, King Michael? How you doing, man? Okay. All right, guys. Well, I covered the story I wanted to cover, and we chill. So let's very briefly for the end of the show here open it up to Q&A. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, tag me in the chat. What's up, King Michael? Good to see you. That one Lalafell says, did you see what happened to Ashes of Creation, a Kickstarter MMO that got rug swept? All I heard is Ashes of Creation is shutting down, and I was like, what? What are you talking about? I don't even know what that is. So sadly, I just don't know the situation there where I can really address that. I was never really involved or interested in the game, so I don't know anything about it to really address it. You thought Avowed was good? That's fine. Listen, if you like Avowed, good on you. For me, like, I've just played so many games with better plots than that. I liked Avowed. Remember, I played it for, like, 15 hours? So I went open world exploring.
I didn't think we were doing a full podcast today.
In Avowed. The graphics were great. The gameplay was
not that it really matters.
Great when it came to combat and leveling and all your abilities and the looting, exploring. The moment that I had to do the main plot, I hated the game. There was nothing fun or interesting whatsoever about the main plot. It was insanely boring, and I just didn't want to continue with the game after that. So when I was left to my own devices to, chill with the game, I loved it. When I had to do the linear narrative they designed for me, I hated it. That means it's the writing that's the problem. It's not everyone at Obsidian who sucks. It's only a certain group, but they're not addressing the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're acting like, oh, let's find excuses. Well, it took too long for these games to come out. Well, we had 3 games in 1 year. That's not the problem. The problem is you have no writers anymore that can write worth a shit and the story is boring. Here we go. Casanova just said, key creative leaders behind Fallout New Vegas left Obsidian Entertainment. There was writer-designer Chris Avallone left in 2015.
Oh, it does say that he's doing a... Now, on his actual calendar, it says morning show. And then 2 hours ago, he posted, today's first stream is live, and surprise, I'm doing a level 1 podcast. But it was just so he could bitch about detractors.
Lead creative designer John Gonzalez left in 2011.
Yeah, that's why he's going so late now. Even though he was doing a level 1 podcast, he usually wraps it up at 1 o'clock, and we're into 10 after, because he crashed out way too long.
They all left. Oh, I know they all left. They don't work there anymore. It's the same company in name only, just like Asmongold had said during our interview, that ship of Theseus, right? If you take away all the pieces of the ship and you rebuild it with new parts, is it still the same ship? No, it's not. In name only. It's just not the same. It's a different thing. And that's the thing with these studios. They've been around now for so long that they act like they're the same people. They're not. They don't have the same talent. They don't have the same skill sets. I would argue, if you look at both Outer Worlds 2...
I would argue this is boring.
I've already said what I have to say. This has always been existing. It's always been part of our culture, that we have a small group of people who control everything. They get away with everything that they want to get away with because they're the ones who pull the reins of the judicial system, of the police. They control it all. So either you accept it, or I guess you're going to try to revolt and try to overthrow everything. I don't know how you would do that. Here you go. The Bomb says, I agree with the sentiment, but I disagree with framing. Political themes have been used in old video games and shows. The themes were more subtle and better written. Star Trek used analogs very well. There you go. Heinously wrong. You're staunchly against the birth control drug, right? And then you get a quest ending and reward based on that. At least then, you're getting the element of choice, and it's feeling like more organic, like what real life should be. You can make a choice based on what you think is right or wrong, and you get an ending to the quest, instead of it being preachy and saying, hey, the birth control drug is what you should do, and you really should help us out, and help us as, we really need your help, and if you do it, or if you don't do it, well, that's actually the bad choice. You know what I mean? That's preachy versus actually making a choice for yourself for what you feel in your own moral code or whatever you think is right or wrong, right? That's how it can be handled more professionally, all right? But in reality, I don't think that modern games need these themes. If it can be handled well, then I guess that's okay. I just don't have confidence that modern game developers can handle them well.
You have screamed into your camera that people should eat shit out of your ass. I'm going to go on ahead and not look to you when it comes to any kind of professionalism or decorum. I hope that that's all right with you. But seeing as how I've never screamed on the internet into a camera that people should eat shit out of my ass. I think that I am going to think about what I think are the correct levels of decorum and professionalism. That's just me.
Well, we've seen every time they try pulling a barb in Dragon Age Veilguard. Wow, that really, really helped out your movement of acceptance for trans people, didn't it? It totally didn't get the entire internet against you or anything because it was so horribly handled, right? Gee, these people are handling these issues so poorly, it's actually doing a disservice to the movements that they're trying to help by putting them in the games to begin with. Do you see? Hoi, hoi, hoi. Okay. Anything else, guys? What's up, Satan? How you doing today? M. Lando says, how can we request games for tonight? Well, we were going to talk about that this morning, but we got distracted.
Yeah, right. We got distracted with me complaining. Look at that face. Oopsie, I complained about my boobies a little too long. Jerry, thanks for being a member for 1 year. I appreciate you. Bless you for the year of making this loser tolerable. Do appreciate it. I do what I can.
So honestly, you can't really. I think what we're going to do is tonight for the first half hour, I will take suggestions of games. We'll look at some game trailers and things together. I'll see which ones I'm interested in. And then we'll probably get 8 games. And we'll do a poll. We'll play one for like a half an hour. Then we'll do a poll. And we'll play another one for half an hour. That's probably how tonight's going to go. Okay, originally, this morning was just going to be the DSP morning show. And the topic was literally going to be, hey, games for tonight. But then things changed with this story and this other topic I wanted to talk about. And so there you go.
Okay, well, you can end things now, honey. You clearly have run out of steam and things to talk about. So we can go now.
Can racism work in games? Like, for example, can aliens coexist with humans and stuff? Mass Effect. The original Mass Effect trilogy where we had really interesting storylines such as the Krogan and the Genophage, right? Like the galaxy had a really racist feeling towards the Krogan to the point where they actually genetically engineered.
Quark Sidious, thank you for also being a member for 1 year. I appreciate you. Who says me too?
A virus to stop them from being able to procreate because they felt that they were too dangerous to exist in the galaxy. Do you think that that was handled well? Personally, I do. I actually think that was a really great storyline. And that it was handled well. You had that ending in Mass Effect 3 where and everything. And then I was like, yes, they earned it. I'm so excited. Then I'd be like, yeah, I don't follow the NFL. So I don't care that they're in my backyard. My town, Renton, is actually considered the training camp town of the Seahawks. I guess when they train here. They play in Seattle, but they actually train in Renton. Okay? So our town always says that, oh, we are the hometown of the Seahawks. They say that. Of course, it's probably not real, but they just say that, right? But do I really care? No, because again, I don't care about the NFL. So why would I care about the Seahawks? I just don't, you know?
Whatever you do, don't do anything fun or exciting or interesting. Yes, rip to the skip juice. But I'm assuming it's 20 after and he hasn't even taken his potty break. So I'm assuming he's going to wrap it up here before too long. Maybe, maybe not. I got to sit here and listen to this music like I'm walking through the back aisles of a fucking Kmart. What are we doing? Hello. Come on, bro. Like, what are we doing? This is fucking stupid. Hello? No? Still nothing? Oh, Jesus Christ. Sir? Hello?
Seahawks are going to win. Seahawks are the favorites. Seahawks look better. Seahawks are the favorites. They're a much
Oh, Jesus Christ. Come on, man.
better team, really. Just so different. You know, I remember when I was following football in the mid-2000s, it was always the Patriots were like the dominant team that everyone expected were going to do well. Kind of like how the New York Yankees were always the baseball team everyone expected to do well.
I don't know if he's stalling for money. I think his brain just like fell out of his ear. He was quiet for just like a minute and a half, just sat there. What the fuck? Try J, thanks for being a member, honey, for 10 months. I appreciate you. Just another bleak reminder. Phil does nothing when he's not on stream. No friends, no football, no additional gaming.
So
you guys excited for the Super Bowl on Sunday? Who we thinking? Who's going to win?
it's shocking to me to hear that the Patriots are the underdogs in the Super Bowl. That's like, I'm just so not used to hearing that the Patriots are the underdog.
You guys tell me, are you watching? Are you not? Who we rooting for?
It
Who's
sounds
going to
like
win?
a contradictory statement.
But like, what else are you going to be doing on Sunday night? Like, it's the Super Bowl.
Well, that's interesting. What is the meaning of life? Why were we put here? Why?
Oh, God, don't ask this fucking retard what the meaning of life is. He'll tell you fucking whale tail and sweaty man JPEGs. Don't ask this guy.
Why are we submissive to the rich? This is not the DSP philosophy hour.
And thank fuck for that.
It's the Level 1 podcast.
It's since Phil is near Seattle. That's so funny.
Don Jackson,
Life.
the Patriots had one of
I know you say I don't, but I actually really do.
the easiest schedules in NFL history and have not played a good... It's been a podcast. Oh, yeah, I heard about this. Cam Sam did a $2 super chat. He says Markiplier's self-funded film made 7 times
Uh-oh, he knows. He knows.
its budget. That's amazing. Like, you know what that tells me? That maybe he was meant to do something that he didn't know until now he's tried it and it's working. Like, this is Markiplier's horror film Iron Lung. Apparently is like crushing it. Like, people who are seeing it are saying it's good. Critics are saying it's bad, but everyone who saw it is saying it's good. Okay, I don't know the plot because I didn't play this game. Apparently there was an indie horror game called
Wow, I wouldn't know anything about this. I didn't play this game. Shocker.
Iron Lung, and
Shocker, you didn't play this game.
he liked it so much he wanted to make a movie out of it.
Why aren't you watching what the big YouTubers are playing, you fucking idiot? Because chances are if the big YouTubers play it, it's going to get big. Why aren't you paying attention?
So he did.
You're never going to be fucking quick on the draw anyway. So just watch what everybody else does, and then like 3 days later go, hey guys, I was thinking about blah, 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 blah.
And people who are seeing it are actually saying it's good. It's not like, all right, here's the difference.
Oh, he's jealous as fuck, and you know he's jealous as fuck. But big ups to Markiplier.
Five Nights at Freddy's, fans went and saw it and said, oh, it's good because it's all fan service of Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay? People who saw Iron Lung are saying, no, it's actually just a good horror movie. That's different. So for me, like, no lie, I'm actually interested. I want to see it. Like, I don't go to the
I quite enjoyed both FNAF movies, so, but I'm biased on certain things, like Matthew Lillard.
movie theater, so I won't see it in theaters. But if it goes on demand, I want to watch it and see if it's any good. It sounds interesting to me. So I would want to see it for sure. Good on him on his success. I actually wish him well. That's an awesome story, in my opinion.
No, you don't.
To be frank, I think that's a really cool story that maybe we can now see, much like with games, what's happening is the indie games, the little guys are breaking out and getting attention and being successful, and the big guys are failing. Maybe we're going to see
Are we waiting on a whale to show? There's some reason why he won't. What's the King's
something
Tax?
like that in movies as well, where we can see smaller film.
I swear to God, if Scream 7 is not Stu, I'm never watching another Scream movie ever again. They get one shot to make my dreams come true, to bring Stu back. And I swear to God,
who have passion actually start to break out and be more successful. I think maybe it's time.
Cap arms are crossed. He's super salty. It'll scroll by here momentarily.
One Buff Weeb did a $2 super chat saying, are you still open for interviews? Depends on the
Why does he not have a top super chat? No one's given him a super chat?
kind of interview and who's asking. I have not completely said no, I'm not doing any interviews with anyone.
Okay, here we go. King's Tax.
That never happened.
Oh, ouchie. Ouchie, ouchie.
No, there's been some people who come in chat and said they wanted to interview me, and they were fakes. Like, there was some guy who came in, he said something about some podcast or whatever, and I was like, I don't know anything about it, have them contact me. The guy went off and made a fucking Proton Mail fake email address, and he tried to impersonate the people from the podcast because he thought I was a brainless idiot. Like, dude, no, that podcast has official channels that they...
If I go to opening night and it isn't Stu, I'm going to be pissed myself. I have been in love with Scream since it came out in 1996, and Matthew Lillard to a certain degree, and like a lot of the stuff that he has done. If it isn't Stu, it's bad enough I already had to sit through Scream 5 and 6, which were so bad. If they don't nail this one, ooh, but we get that at the end of the month. We get Scrubs, which I'm super excited for. Scrubs comes back at the end of the month, and then we get Resident Evil. So the end of February is just going to be wild.
contact people with. Like, they have an X account.
You don't know how you feel about Stu coming back. It might not, that might not be what it is.
They have business emails. They don't randomly send you a Proton Mail account that was made 2 days ago an email to be on their show.
But I enjoyed both of the FNAF movies. I watched the second one a couple of weeks ago.
Like, I guess I was born yesterday,
She's old. Yes.
right?
I was 11, I think, when Scream came out. And I watched it, and it scared the fuck out of me. And then I was like, oh, I like this. And I've been in love with horror movies ever since because of Scream.
So, yeah.
No, we don't acknowledge the last season of Scrubs. We're ready to move forward.
Okay.
Sir?
All right.
Sir, you're still live. Hello?
Folks, I think it's time to end the show. It's been a long podcast, but you know what? That's good because likely we're not doing another one this week.
But that's good because then I don't have to play the video game as long. Blue Oni, I don't know who that is, honey. So would they make a good Resident Evil movie? I have not seen the Resident Evil movies. They're not my style.
For the record, tomorrow we're doing Street Fighter 6, and I want to really focus on mastering Sagat, doing his ranked placements, doing some ranked gameplay, so therefore I wanted a longer stream tomorrow. And Thursday is the premiere of Dragon Quest VII Reimagined, so we're not doing...
Oh yeah, he's having that dented fucking marathon on Friday, isn't he? I think
a
so.
podcast again this week. Friday is my marathon, so we're not doing one then.
There we go.
You see? So it's I'm glad that we did a long show. I hope that everyone enjoyed. By all means, as usual, engage with the content, leave comments, share your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it, okay? Thank you, everyone who chilled and supported the podcast today. You guys are absolutely awesome. And we're not going to do another one now till Sunday. All right, so we got a long wait for another episode of the Level 1 podcast, but there'll still be morning shows in the morning. There's a fun marathon.
You know, when Billy hits him with the phone, it was improvised. Yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. And then he's like, you hit me with the phone, dick. And yeah, that was pretty good.
On Friday, so I hope that I will still see ya. Everyone,
Virgil, you think he will make a good Resident Evil movie? He's played all the games and he knows the lore. That's good.
Thank you so much for a great show, and I will see you soon. Okay, so folks, give me 1 second here.
Okay.
I need to get...
We've given you like over 2 hours, but alrighty.
Oh, crap, I didn't mean to close that window. Shoot. Okay, hold on 1 second. So...
Okay, he's going to go and fuck off, which means it's time for me to go and fuck off. So we've all had enough of this anyway. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. I don't know. We'll hang out tomorrow and make fun of him or something like that. And then we'll see. I don't even know what is the marathon? What's he going to do? Some kind of Super Bowl, not Super Bowl. I guess we'll see what's going on for that on Friday, and then we will go from there. So again, I appreciate everybody. It was a good time shitting on this dude. It always is. I invite you to subscribe if you haven't done that, but like always, you don't have to if you don't want to, because I'm not your mom and I can't tell you what to do. But as always, please stay toxic, my friends.